we get the higher ups to bring the scales back on Carver?
I think we decided that was going to be incredibly difficult.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
just trying
yeah.
to get an audience.
That's too much effort. Sure. Should be
That
fine.
can be a later on down the line situation.
This is true.
Sure, we have got Trinidex's thing for the time being if she can prove herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be checking in on her every day.
Mm-hmm.
Or attempting to, at least.
You know what I'm
getting-
most pissed about?
What?
The immovable rods.
Yeah,
Maybe you can buy another one.
I'm gonna get some bone rings.
Maybe.
Maybe you could buy more. Or maybe those were the two I was going to give you this campaign, because I know how good they are.
Well, the thing is, they only come up under very specific circumstances.
No, but they are incredibly useful in those circumstances, and those circumstances come up a surprising amount of time. Anyway, hello everybody, and welcome to Crabby D&D. I'm here with my players, Cat,
Hi.
Kirv,
Hello.
Romulus,
Hello.
and Vinny.
Hello.
We are missing a Mortar at the moment. He will be joining us later on this evening. He is currently at work, but is looking forward to arriving later on. So yes, but let us begin this session, I believe. Hello everyone. I believe this session should be a nice and chill one, shall we say. Anyway, last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny, had fled the not-so-abandoned temple in search of a city to provide them with, and their descaled friend, with shelter. After a few days travelling through the snow, you all arrived at your destination, Glacien, upon which you got help from a dwarf who seemed to have connections with Cat's mentor. With this assistance, you managed to get some stability in for Carvern, enough to prevent her death and to allow you all to rest, which is rather good, given the state you are in. With the various tales of adventure that you've otherwise been through these past few days, you all arrive at the small back alley dive bar, and there, for those of you who were present when it happened, which I believe was mainly Cat, Khmer otherwise cast Magnificent Mansion, opening the door into a grand palace beyond. Romulus, you are currently with Cat when this happens, and I believe Mortar and Kirv were downstairs at this time. And Vinny, you were...
I had gone into the mansion.
Okay, you got into the mansion. So, heading inside through this door, you begin to see the mansion within of Khmer's version of this. For you, Cat, you've seen something similar to this before, although it was far smaller than this one. Far more compact. Looking inside of here, you can all see grand columns of what looks to be a massive hallway ballroom setup. You can see that there is a large checkered floor with what looks to be several hanging chandeliers of beautiful glass and crystal that otherwise illuminate the area, the full chamber with a luminescent and slightly prismatic light. You can see that there are several layers to this hall. In fact, there are 3, as the hall itself goes up about a good 45 to 50 feet in height. You can see that of the 2 balconies above this ground floor, there are grand doorways that lead off into external rooms. You can see a banquet table has been laid out on this seeming dance floor, and you can see that it has otherwise been laid out with plenty of food in preparation for your meal for the night. There is a staircase at the back of this room, of this hall there, of this chamber, which you can see otherwise spirals up to each of the other 2 floors and is decorated with crystal and precious metals. You otherwise step into this and you immediately begin to feel the chill air almost shrug off of all of the 3 of you who have entered. You can see that the area around here is very opulent and grand, but this is the first time for some of you being in such a grand and seemingly magical location. Welcome to my abode. Take a seat and eat whatever you need. There are hot baths for each of your rooms. Your rooms have names on them, and you can otherwise go in and out as you please. So, take your time and rest up. This will be here for the next few days, so until you are ready to leave, that is.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't mind if I do. Thank you.
She otherwise nods, and you watch as out of one of the doors, you watch as it swings open, and you see scurrying along is what looks to be a ferret, carrying something rather small in its mouth, as it otherwise places it on the ground in front of Khmer, who picks it up and puts it on.
Oh, good. It's a pet, not a pest.
Oh, cute.
It's a very cute creature.
Familiar otherwise stands up on its hind legs, looking at you all.
I'm going to offer a very slow, very solemn bow to the creature.
Roll me a charisma check performance for this.
Because
it's funny.
Why you gotta do me like this, Chris?
Because I'm also rolling, and I also have a -1, so this will be funny.
You are not to turn it into socks. Or a horn warmer.
To be clear, it would be leg warmers.
Oh.
Ferret leggings.
Oh.
You just snip off the ends.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, that's like a 5.
You did better than me.
How?
Dirty 1. I got a 2 -1. So, as you bow to the ferret, it also bows in return before going back onto 4 legs as it does fall over, but kind of composes itself, and you otherwise see that it doesn't seem particularly embarrassed, but a bow is a bow. There was respect had, although it was badly performed by both of you. You watch as Nexor otherwise wanders in a bit further, Nexor being her bodyguard for you, Harlan. Nexor otherwise wanders up, and you watch as he goes over to one of the seats and otherwise just kind of takes a seat and kicks his feet up on the table, and you watch as he stretches back. He begins to almost thaw out his beard, which has been very crusted with snow up to this point.
I think that I just look at my own fur, which I presume is also pretty iced over.
Mm-hmm.
And Romulus is just going to like flex in place to like crack it and shake it off.
There's an ice shell of Romulus left in the air, and it crumbles seconds later. You watch as the snow otherwise hits the ground, and you watch as... Well, no, you don't see anything, but you watch as the snow begins to shift and move on its own, as if being swept away.
That's a nice feature to have. Thank you very kindly for your hospitality.
Not to worry.
Yeah.
As I said, a friend of your tutor is a friend of mine. Is a friend of me.
Thank you.
I take it that means when the trial comes, you're not going
Sorry, the wild
didn't
magic
catch
was very loud there. I couldn't quite hear you.
I take it that means that when the trial comes, you're not going to try and put.
You cut out the exact same point.
Yeah, the exact same point.
Exactly the same point, man.
Okay. I take it that means when the trial comes around, you're not going to try and put Cat to death.
Ooh.
What?
That's a little blunt.
Death?
Jesus, and I thought you were the one with the rapier wit.
You
Wait, am I gonna die?
you watch as she
No.
as she looks at you in this moment, kind of not necessarily confusion, but kind of reading your expression before looking at Cat. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Ooh.
I am certain that
Oh God!
that is not on the cards at this point in time.
What to kill? Oh God!
Okay, I'm just gonna be hugging Cat.
I don't.
That was what I thought. I'm less confident now.
I don't believe it is our intention to have Cat killed. I believe our intention
Good.
is to discuss with Cat the experiences of the creature and its progression.
Just looking for more despair on Cat's face.
If we... Well, we will discuss the matter and what we believe is the best fail-safe to deal with the creature should something happen, and the actions of which whether we believe Cat herself should find a solution. At the very least, a mechanism to cope with it. Insights. Vinny, you can smell honeyed words when they're said. Death is very much an option. But you get the sense that she doesn't want to cause it. Which could quite possibly be the shared knowledge of all of the people who are going to get involved in the court hearing.
It should be noted that
No.
if death comes on the cards, Romulus is going full on. Oh, we're taking this building down and getting the fuck out of there.
Flipping death is on the cards. I hope they're ready to deal with the creature because it's Cat that's holding the damn thing
It's
back.
like there's
Okay.
no way that ends well for them.
Okay, well, I mean, out of character, I wasn't joking. Was, I guess, being the operative word.
Cat's having a crisis even more now.
Out of character, we'd all back you up, Cat. We're getting you out of there.
Oh yeah, I'd expect so, but they're also going into this not knowing the situation. Like, they don't know that if Cat dies, if the creature dies, or if the creature is released. They don't have any of that context yet. That's what the court hearing is for.
I think we should definitely convince them of that. Of like, if she dies, it comes out full force.
Well, you know,
She's the only thing
that's
holding
why
it
they're
back.
having a court hearing instead of just sending a group of powerful wizard hunters after her.
Let's just hope we roll well on the persuasion checks.
Well, you know, natural ones will make it interesting.
I'm gonna say, looks at my current persuasion. What is my persuasion? Cool.
There
It's
will
just
be
positive.
some unique mechanics in place for the court hearing, so you won't have to necessarily worry about the fact that you have a plus or minus 1 or whatever it is.
And that I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that could
Come on,
happen,
settle
but
in.
still. We'll have to see.
Oh,
I mean, you're level 10, you'll all be fine. Anyway,
Oh.
but that is not of a concern at the moment. There is still time, and that gives you time to figure out what your next steps might be, and that gives us time to review the information that we have been given.
Cool.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go for a bath, as it has been a long trip, and I think I need to relax after all of the stress of the past few days.
That sounds very fair. By the way, did we tell you about what happened to us? Like, I'm trying to make sure we've told the appropriate authorities in this town.
I believe we were in a pretty hasty rush given the nature of your friend's condition, and you are all quite exhausted. Just so you know, Romulus, you skipped your last long rest to rush to the city.
Oh.
So the entire party skipped a full night's sleep to get to the city on time, and you got there at about 10 in the morning.
We should reconvene in the eve when everyone's awake.
Yeah, it's one of those that you can take a rest now if you want to, and given the points of exhaustion, I will allow just sleeping for 12 hours, not to remove more points of exhaustion, but just so you don't lose your, like, internal body clocks.
I'm gonna...
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep now. I do need to lose some of these points of exhaustion because it's getting out of control.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I think sleep is a big one over here as well. One of my... But I will, first of all, make sure that Cat is in as safe a location as possible before I finally just collapse.
I'll say each of you go to your rooms. You otherwise all enjoy a warm bath. There are soaps, there are foods, there are scented candles, there is drink of choice. There is a plethora of anything that you could want. Warm towels, a cuddle-up ferret friend, various pillows as needed, and accommodating bedroom supplies for each of you, including fresh clothes, fresh sheets, a specific bed for those who may need special attendance, such as Cat needing a particular lean-to. It's all very nice for all of you. And it's the first time you've been able to really relax with everything that's going on. Given you all have a point of exhaustion, none of you are able to take watch. You take the day/night as it comes, and all of you sleep for a good 12 hours. The not quite next day, at about 2 in the morning, that you wake up, given your long sleep, the day is yours, but you have all recovered a long rest, so you are all in the situation where you can, if you would like to, you are all in a situation where you can restore everything to your character sheet, and you are otherwise able to remove 1 point of exhaustion.
Very nice.
And for those of you who can change spells, you're welcome to do so. How many points of exhaustion do people have now?
1.
None.
None.
0.
I think I'm back to none as well.
Okay. So, in which case, you will be able to stay in the city for... Yeah, you'll have to stay in the city for another 2 days, I believe, because something that I did forget to do was have everybody roll for the day that they stayed up. I don't think I rolled for exhaustion on you getting into the city.
We all had to make con saves.
Then I probably already did that then. Yeah. Because you said you were on
Dan was
3,
the only
weren't you,
one.
Kat?
I was. I say I would have been on 3 if I'd failed the con save, but luckily I went down. I didn't.
Oh, right. In which case then, yeah, you can stay in the city for another day, or you can stay longer if you wish. You are also aware that there are festivities going on. So, yeah.
Ooh.
So, you can stay around town as much as you'd like.
I would like to talk to the ferret.
Okay.
I would like to find a blacksmith if I get a chance. I need to find some rings.
We'll say as you all wake, you otherwise come downstairs. I'll say Kirv, you're probably the first one, being keen to visit the ferret. You see that Nexor is currently sat in the... He's sat in the exact same position you left him in last night, which was feet on the table, leaning back in the chair, and the beard has now defrosted. You also see just all across the table is a breakfast spread of all manner of different foods. Various pastries, various fruits, and various veg. Pancakes, all sorts that you might want, sweet treats and otherwise. You go looking for the ferret. Doesn't take you long to find the ferret, as you do find the ferret is currently wandering around, just kind of skipping across the ground a little bit.
Skipping. Sorry, go on.
As you otherwise see the ferret in kind of moving out of one door and in preparing to go into another one when you see it.
So do we have a name for the ferret yet?
Nope.
Nope. So I assume you run this place?
The ferret keeps going, assuming that you're not talking to it, as it otherwise pushes through a set of tiny double doors just for it attached to the main door.
Excuse me, and I run round and kneel down in front of it.
Oh, it's gone through a door to the side of this, so you need to go through that door itself to...
Yeah, I'll go through the door.
Okay.
And then walk around to kneel in front of it, sorry.
Okay. You open the door and you see the area beyond is just blackness.
Oh.
You feel kind of this blowing wind rushing past you in this moment.
Is it magical darkness or normal?
You aren't sure. You should be able to see through it if it is magical darkness. And you should be able to see through it if it's normal darkness. Yet, it's almost as if nothing's there.
Ferret? I call out to it.
You watch as a kind of a faded image begins to move closer to you.
Do I know what a ferret is? Sorry,
Probably not, no.
Probably not. Little fluffy animal.
Okay. You watch as, from whatever this darkness may be, almost fading in, you watch as the ferret begins to approach you, and it otherwise takes a step through the archway, and you watch as it comes into full opacity, I guess you could say. As it stands there and it just nods at the door. If you can understand me, please close it.
I close it.
And the ferret otherwise nods to the door. Do you see that sign?
No.
You do see a sign on the door.
Okay.
With your 7
What does it say?
intelligence, you struggle to read it. It says staff only.
Fuck.
Who is this Staffon Lee you speak of?
Oh no.
How can I help you? Is there not something to your liking among the breakfast?
Oh, no, that was mind-blowing. So you're part of the staff? You run this place?
To a degree, yes.
I didn't get your name.
The ferret squints at you. Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh. Oh, that is a 17 plus something. Plus 8. I think we're good. No?
My name is Abrin. I am the familiar of Chimera. And you would be
Oh, Kirv.
Well, Kirv, it is a pleasure to meet you. Was there any issues?
No issues. So do you just stay in this mansion, or do you go out?
Depends on where I am needed.
Have you seen a goose?
I have.
Okay. She's not gonna click that that's just any goose, so she's gonna be like, where?
Service workers put up with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they just?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Ma'am, this is a Chili's.
I mean, there was one last night on the table. There was a selection of goose, but if you're after a live one, the last one I saw was several years ago.
She's blanking you out because she's now terrified that she has just eaten the goose that she was meant to be finding.
Sorry, you can bring a bit of it back.
No, that's what the goose. We ate goose.
There was a variety of otherwise foul and feathered creatures that were part of last night's dinner. Or, I should say, midday lunch, given the nature of when you actually arrived.
This particular goose, was it from this realm?
I mean, not this one specifically.
Was it from a hot realm?
I suppose they prefer the hot to the cold.
Fuck.
Is there any chance that we could be hearing Kirv having a fucking breakdown and come and intercede?
Well, would you go through a staff-only door?
Well, you ended up come back out the staff-only door.
If I'm hearing you going,
Oh.
fuck, maybe.
Well, I mean, at this point, I'd say the few of the rest of you are waking up. So, and if you're leaving your room, yes, you would hear this because you'd hear it from the just general echoed hallway.
I
or
think that
below.
I've definitely been woken up by the smell of food.
I'm on my way out because I'm desperate to try and get these things, and I just want to go out. Cat's now stressed.
Speaking of, I want
Okay, so can I make some sort of check to basically understand what's going on as we come out searching for food and overhear all of this?
Yes. You don't understand, but you otherwise step out and of your rooms, you can smell food, you can otherwise hear the sound that Kirv is talking to someone, but all of you aren't hearing a reply.
No.
Oh,
I'm
just
gonna-
yeah.
I'll just look over at Kirv like, yeah, okay.
Go get us. If there's anything you can pick up and like wrap in a handkerchief to take with us, grab some snacks.
I don't know if that works. If I recall rightly, you can't take stuff from this place, can you?
Well, Romulus doesn't know that.
No, this.
Oh, okay. Well, give me a moment. I'm gonna just like go find Kirv. I presume I'm hearing her voice through this staff-only door.
No, she's not gone through the door.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's on the other.
She's
I'm just
standing
going
in
to-
front of the staff-only door.
Are you all right, Kirv? You seem to be.
We ate the goose.
I have to make a choice here.
He's gonna kill me.
I have to make a choice here. Do I help or do I hinder?
That's up to you. But you look down and
Yes,
you
it
can
was
see that the
still-
ferret is just kind of standing on its hind legs, and you see that it's got its tiny paws crossed.
Yes, the goose was delicious. Thank you for that, by the way.
It nods at you, lets out a little squeak.
You knew. Why didn't you say anything? That's the only reason I'm here.
Oh, no. Kirv. I don't think it's the same goose. If you're...
She told me it was from hell. It was a hell goose.
I'm gonna look at the... Was it a hell goose?
I-
From hell?
I never said it was a hell goose. You just asked if it was from a hot or cold climate.
I'm just hearing this...
Indeed, yeah.
I'm just
Well,
looking on
you said
looking
it was
at
from a
Apple.
hot realm.
Oh,
I mean,
well, we are in a
yes.
fucking mountain. It's very chilly here. I'd imagine they'd have to be imported.
Also, Romulus, as a totem barbarian, can't you cast Speak with Animals once per day?
I can, but, well, no, I can. It's a ritual, so it takes time. So maybe I'm doing this, and I'm going to catch up in a little bit. Like, fine, jiggery
I
pokery dickery
don't
dock.
think this is necessary.
Oh no! Come on, I'll get there eventually. Give me a minute.
How long does Speak with
So
Animals
Spirit
to
of
last?
get
nature.
things.
Give me the power.
So I turned to the ferret, whose name I've already forgotten.
You ungrateful shit.
So let me get this straight. The goose was not a hell goose. It was just a goose from another hot realm.
I mean, the material realm is hot, where this goose came from. Yes.
Okay, I
You
finished
speak of
casting my spell.
you speak of realms like you understand them, but we aren't on the material plane.
Oh,
Where
it's
are
a
we?
magic-y thing. Gotcha.
We're in a pocket dimension. So
Before you
yes,
Whose
ask, no
pocket are we
curve.
in?
Oh god, I tried to preempt this and I was too late. I'm gonna make a quick roll. Do I know? Does Romulus know what a pocket dimension is?
Arcana for this.
10.
You can draw conclusions based on the name pocket dimension.
You know how Cat can put things away into a little space that it just doesn't have anything else in it. You
I thought that was just like a bin. Like it would
No.
mulch it up.
No. So basically, as I understand it, and I'm no expert, a pocket dimension is where you have a space that's not part of the realm you're in, so the material plane for us normally, but is instead just a separate, different space. So it's kind of like a different realm, like, you know, hell is to the material plane, but it's like in between and generally smaller. Is that a fair explanation?
Yes, that is indeed a fair explanation, and good to see someone who understands.
I am not well learned, but I'm not an idiot.
You calling me an idiot?
If I
Romulus.
did, would you be able to tell?
Yes. Anyway,
I'm sorry, that just came out of nowhere. That was a
After
Harlan.
all we've been through, Romulus,
What's
I'd expect this treatment from
A curve. What's an
everyone
isosceles
else.
triangle?
They're not real.
Cat puts down
I'm
Yeah.
not an idiot.
walks out. Done.
I'm going to go get lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever the fuck this is.
it's set
Thank
out for
you kindly.
breakfast. You're very welcome.
Thank you kindly.
If you
I
want to
didn't
know where the
I
goose...
wasn't here for your name, by the way.
Abrin.
Abrin. Thank you, Abrin. I much appreciate it. and
You're
your
welcome.
hard work.
If you want to know where the goose came from, it came from Menagerie Ridge. It was born there, or it was bred and born there, it was raised there, and it was provided for wonderful snacks.
Wonderful. Whilst you continue your conversation, Kirv, I'm going to
Kirv
go
storms off
eat.
to have seconds.
This is fair. This
The,
is fair.
the ferret
Right.
looks at you.
Me?
No, look at Romulus and just...
Yeah. Yes. Lovely
I'll-
meeting you. Thank you again.
Yes, I'll get back to work. And they go through the staff-only door. Just the little ones
I-
on the bottom.
That's adorable. I'm gonna go and eat a lot of food right now.
So, Cat and Vinny, you two awake and head downstairs for food.
Yeah. Cat started eating an apple while this interaction was happening. She,
Somewhere Damien smiles.
yeah, I know, but she doesn't finish it. She tears a couple of other bits and pieces and just heads out.
Okay. When you say you bundle up a bunch of bits and pieces,
No, it's just grabs a little bit
Okay.
to eat on the way from the table to the door.
yeah, I was going to say, because the moment you get out that door, that disappears.
My husband's done this. That's good.
Oh, just as you're leaving. Oh, Cat. I just wanted to say sorry about
You're cutting out
a
again.
lot for you.
There we go.
You're cutting out a lot
Obvious.
again.
Um,
Have you got a noise?
that
Have you got a
better?
noise
Yeah.
suppressor turned on in voice and video on Discord?
let me have a look.
I am back. Sorry,
Yeah.
headphones died.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
It's alright, Vinny's just trying to talk to you is all.
Oh,
You're
Yeah,
that's,
it's
that's
fine because
entirely my bad.
Discord cut out as well. So yeah.
fine.
I was just gonna say, make sure you've got something like crisp, noise suppression on, and automatic gain controls turned off, because that might be why it's cutting you out if it's turning your volume all the way up and then trying to quiet down and cuts you off.
Okay.
In the meantime, Kirv is just muttering like, what an arrogant rat.
Ferret, actually.
A ferret.
Oh, God.
What's a ferret? Is that another made-up word?
No, a ferret's a different animal, but they do look similar to certain other rodents and muscelids. However, one of their defining features is their noodly body and surprising ferocity.
All animals are nude.
No, you know, like the noodles we ate. You know, I made you stir fry.
You know, I'm very clever where I'm from.
I do not think you are
Roll-
unclever. Kirv.
Roll
I
deception.
think
Yeah, roll deception.
I'm going somewhere. We can decide if it's deception or persuasion afterwards, but I will.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I do not-
Natural
I do
20.
not-
That's a nat 20!
Yeah, she is. She's the cleverest of the bunch, unless you roll an natural 20 on your insight, Romulus, in which case,
Oh,
take it down to numbers.
oh, I thought you meant I had to roll it for saying I don't think you're unclever.
Oh no.
It sets a scary standard if she's the cleverest.
Oh.
I believe she believes that,
Mm-hmm.
which
There-
is a horrifying horror.
Press X to doubt.
I
It's
do
still
not-
hovering on your screen
Yeah.
there.
I do not believe that you are unintelligent, Kirv. I simply believe that there are a variety of things in this realm that you've not had experience with, which perhaps impacts how you interpret things. have you tried the pancakes with the little berries on them?
Were they on the table?
Yes.
Then probably yes.
Excellent. I like mine with the little berries and the little compote next to it, with some fresh double cream and maple syrup. It's very good.
You otherwise hear a clunk clunk
Also, I
from
like
across.
cookies.
You hear a clunk clunk from across the table as Nexor otherwise hoists his boots off the table, and
Hello.
you watch as he otherwise pulls a plate, just kind of nods to you, and you watch as he otherwise grabs a spoon and just begins spooning things onto his plate and chowing down.
We haven't spoken much, have we?
Not really, no.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I didn't really do much other than take your friend there to the artificers, gesturing to Mortar, who had snuck to the table with his one peg leg. Don't ask how he snuck to the table, but
Even so, it's
Oh, no,
appreciated.
with his
Life
one
finds a
real leg,
way.
because his peg leg's destroyed. He's getting a prosthetic. That's why you need to stay for 2 days.
Mhm.
There we go.
I don't suppose this city has a crafting district, does it, for locating materials and potentially making use of workshops?
We went to the artificers district yesterday, but in terms of crafting otherwise, it's mostly just enchanting. There'll be stuff in the tower potentially, but entry is limited unless you can get in on your own. Oh, by the way, I should probably describe the city because you weren't here last time when that happened. The city itself is very much set inside of what could be the equivalent of a small caldera at the top of a mountain. Kind of an indent at the top. There is a wall around the outside. There are buildings that kind of slope down to the middle, and then rising out of, well, floating above the middle is a large mage's tower where individuals otherwise fly to and from. Notably, you have to be able to cast at least the second level spell Levitate to get up there, and if you cannot, you will not be admitted entry.
So even if I was to devise a way to get up there, I wouldn't be allowed in.
Correct. Only
Right.
with Kemel was that a exception, because she flew all of you in to a higher level because of the authority she holds for that
Fair.
specific moment.
Fair enough. I am not going to be able to access that. I
But
suppose
there are crafting stations in the Artificers District. It's just not going to be resource intensive because most people rely on enchantments and such.
Fair enough. I will see what I can do then. Thank you kindly. Well, I'd best get on that. I'm going to go see if I can't craft something.
If you're wanting just a crafting station, if you're on good terms with the Brennan, you can catch him for a moment. You can otherwise ask your room to be converted into a workshop for the day.
That's not a bad idea, but I'll have to see what materials I have and what I can do with what I have at the moment and see whether I need to pick anything up.
Fair.
But I appreciate the advice, thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to eat my fill, and then my plan is to do a little bit of crafting whilst I'm here.
Okay. And Vinny, you were trying to
Yeah.
talk
Can
with
you
Cat.
hear me properly now?
Yeah, we can hear you properly.
Okay, sounds good. Right. In that case, I want to grab Cat.
Why did it start cutting out?
It's always the second half of the
Oh.
sentence.
Okay.
Is the sensitivity too high or something?
Let me have.
Because if it's automatically determining input sensitivity, that might also be an issue.
On my end, I can manually.
If you can manually change it, then it will just be a matter of turning it down so that your voice is more caught.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me properly and still not hear me breathing heavily into the microphone.
I
Should
heard
should be fine.
most of that, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Looks like we're on to a winner.
Okay. If you still only heard most of that, then that's...
Oh, I heard all of it.
Okay, okay. Right, well, I'll make this quick anyway. Kat, I just wanted to say sorry for last night. I didn't mean to upset you.
You didn't upset me. I just didn't quite realise the severity of what's going on. Also, I'm nervous now. I got in the room and I looked at my reflection. I lost my other eye. When did this happen?
I'll be honest, it's all been a bit of a whirl. I think recently, though.
I have no control over this thing. I am... What they ask, if they ask, oh, can you control it? No. No, I can't.
Kat, we're gonna get in control. I know the situation with Carvern has dominated at the moment, but now that she's safe, I'm able to make sure that she's going to recover. I want to help all of you, but you in particular, I think we need to make this a priority. So if there's anything I can do to help, whether it be taking care of the problem or just easing your mind a bit, please don't hesitate to tell me.
That's fair. At the moment, I don't really know. Though, look, worst case scenario, if something happens to me, please look after my elementals and Treledex. And Jeff. Particularly Jeff, he really needs someone looking after him.
That's true. Yeah, I hate to think the trouble he would get into on his own.
I know.
Let's be honest, he would be dead before the day's out.
This is why someone needs to look after him. Either he'll be dead or he's started some kind of weird magic war somehow.
Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to ask.
Mm,
Cychania. It
yeah,
helps you keep that thing under control, right?
I believe so. I mean, she was the one that was kind of trying to keep it contained and finish the spell when the High Priest was casting, so I believe so. And making her stronger, I know she's tied to it because she did originally keep it sealed in the room that it was sealed in, but...
Mm-hmm. And this thing back in Zaka's Crossing will help too.
I think so. It makes her stronger, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I know so little about this, and it seems the more I'm experiencing, the less I feel I know.
Well, all I was going to say is there any way you can, study Cychania? I think the less we have to do with the creature, the better, but maybe Cychania you can get a closer look at, figure out what it is it's actually doing.
That might be an idea. I might try. I'll have a talk with her. I did try casting Identify, and I just got bombarded with names. Everyone that's been killed. But I mean, it's okay. I will. I'll have a look into it. I'll chat with her. And,
Okay.
yeah, I'll chat with her. Thanks.
All right, no problem. Just remember, we're going to sort this. All right.
Yeah.
So keep
Yeah.
your head up.
Okay, Peg. Yeah, I shall. It's all good. It's all good. Right. Well, I need to run. I need to find somewhere I can get some rings for looks at my back legs. Since now I don't have shoes on my back legs anymore. And she just gives like this such a fake smile and just turns around and heads out.
Okay. So, Romulus is going to do some crafting. Kat's going to go and see if she can buy something. Vinny, was there anything particular you wanted to do?
Yes. I'd like to check out the festivities to begin with.
Okay. And Kirv, anything you'd like to do?
I want to explore the culinary tastes of this place.
Of the city?
Yes.
Okay. So, with the day ahead of you, as much as it is, you have to wait a little bit until people start waking up, because it was about 2 in the morning when you all woke up. But you otherwise head out for the day as best you can to find stuff in the earlier hours of the morning. Let's start with you, Kat. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
An investigation check. Please be good to me. Okay, that's a 23.
23. Wandering around town, it doesn't take you long to find the Artificers district. You heard that Mortar and Romulus went there yesterday, and you explore around a little bit, and you do find what looks to be not necessarily a blacksmith's, but a jeweler's. And as you do head inside, you see what looks to be a Orcan individual, kind of a bright white greyish skin to them, along with a thick mustache and kind of a thin beard, as they seem to just be working on some form of ring or pendant. They've got a jeweler's loop in their eye, and they're currently having a look at it. And as you enter, they kind of put one finger up before kind of taking the loop out and tucking the ring away. Oh, are you all right?
Yeah? Just, magic accident.
Ah. How can I help?
I don't know if you can help, but I'm the first person that I can come to. I need to get 2 metal rings for gestures to the back legs to go on these. Gestures to the bits of bone.
Yeah, you... Oh, gonna roll a wisdom save. You see a visible shiver as he looks at those and goes, I can do clasps similar as to how you would do them on tasks, if that works.
That would be fine. It's just to basically cast a spell on to enable me
Right.
to walk on air.
Right. Okay. Over the course of the next
Now
few
this
minutes,
is in my wheelhouse.
they otherwise take a few measurements, get some basic rings all set up. Do you want them to look like your front ones, which have a little bit of decor on them, or just simple?
The front ones are gold thing. If they could just be, I need them to be durable because I need to support my weight. So, iron.
That's fine.
you can make them look like that, then cool. But I don't mind them not being gold. I'm happy for them to be iron.
It'll cost you extra for them to look like that, but there's nothing wrong with what metal you choose. I can always put a bit of gold on the outside.
How much will it cost to do that?
Which bit specifically?
But just to make them look like that, and then how much extra would it be to put the gold decorative onto it?
At the end of the day, they are just effectively bangles, or anklets, I guess, in this case. So, with the cost of the metal and a little bit of gold and the service that would need to be done, could probably get it all to you in about maybe a day and a half, given it's early morning. Yeah, I could probably get it to you in that time. Cost-wise, I'd probably say it'd put you back 35 gold.
Okay, that's not a problem. When do you want to be paid? I mean, would you like half now, half when it's done, or all now, or?
Half up front and half when you're done. Or, for your sake, just take the 35 out now, so I don't have to worry about.
Cat looks in her bag. She's like, you know what? And she'll put 4 platinum down.
Okay.
Just for. Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you for the generosity.
It's no problem. It's no problem. Okay.
By the way,
5 gold tip. Fuck.
By the way, roll me a d20.
D20.
Mhm.
Oh. I'm not going to eat him, right?
We'll find out.
Oh,
Nummy,
Don't
nummy, num
say it
nums.
like that.
No,
Why?
your wild magic for Titan armor does not go off at the beginning of the day.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, because it would have been funny if there was just an explosion from your room. And like
Keep me on the
Romulus.
edge all the time. My anxiety D&Ding people.
That's why you have D&D coleslaw.
I know, but I didn't buy any. I've got a D&D melon instead.
That'll do.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah,
then
you
at
get that all
point-
sorted. That will be done over the course of the next day and a half, and you'll be able to collect it before you leave.
Cool. And then I will just head out and I'm gonna have a look, see if anything piques my interest. And I'm gonna. I don't know. Cat feels a bit lost, so she's just gonna wander around and see if anything piques her interest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you'll explore the festivities and see some of the stuff that Vinny might see. Romulus, you go looking for some workshops and materials. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh boy, here I go failing again.
it's
Yep,
not the
knew it.
spirit. Oh,
So, total?
On an investigation, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the princely sum of 3.
3. You go around.
3.
You go around the Artificers District, and you find a few shops that are open. And these shops seem to be like custom orders. You ask them for that. Nothing for materials sake. And they're small shops. They look like they only have one workstation present for them. It seems to be more of like a independent seller, and they just do the work. You go and look for any materials merchants, and as you're wandering around, you find one and you rush towards it, and you see it has a sign on the door which says closed for festival, come back in 2 days.
I think there's just like a brief moment of eye twitching, and if there are any people out and about, they just shift away as there's just sort of a radiating dissatisfaction before a deep breath is let out. And I'm going to go back to one of the independent sellers that were open, knock on their door.
Alright.
Apologies to bother you.
That's quite alright. How can I help? And you see what looks to be an older Ishlan You can see very thick wrinkles in place, kind of the pale white skin, tall kind of elven body to them, pointed ears as they're just leaning over the desktop. The individual in question looks to be just a tinkerer of some form. And by the looks of it, they have various alchemy ingredients around and kind of cylindrical metal casings.
Yes, I have. But first of all, a question, and second of all, a potential job. Which would you like to hear first?
Either. I've got 2 commissions already in the bag, which I'll be starting on, but I usually have a little bit of downtime at the beginning of the day to finish my breakfast, and gestures towards what looks to be a bacon and lettuce sandwich.
Ooh.
Apologies for interrupting.
No
It's
tomato.
fine.
I'll be quick.
Tomatoes in this climate? No.
I suppose.
So, the question, well, I've come upon some ingredients to use in a bit of crafting myself, but I'm lacking some of the fundamentals. So I was wanting to know if there's anything anywhere in town I should head towards to pick stuff up. So if you know the answer to that, would love to hear. The thing I wanted to potentially look into, you appear to deal at least partially in alchemy. Is that correct?
Yes, and to answer your first question, I'd usually say head to the stockpile, as it is the biggest area which otherwise works with raw materials, but it, much like all of the others, they close for the festival. Yes. Which is annoying for most of us, because the festival lasts a full week, but that's why we usually end up bulk ordering and getting supplies in on the discount that they put out before they close for the week.
It makes sense. Poor timing. It is what it is. But fair enough. I will simply have to make do with what I have and what I can find.
As for the alchemy side, I work a lot with alchemy. I otherwise tinker in various other, for lack of a better term, consumables. And otherwise it takes what looks to be a kind of these small metal canisters and places them on the worktop. Kind of sweeping a little bit of a kind of an extra space off to one side, placing them down on the worktop. You can see that there doesn't seem to be anything fancy to them. You note that there are some which have a bit of extra metal, almost like a hook or a loop, that are tied to them, but these ones don't seem to have them. You get a general idea that these might be sample ideas or kind of showcases. I otherwise do various, what I like to call grenades. They function for lack of a better purpose like usual vials would, but you can throw them and they bounce, as opposed to the glass vials of, say, alchemy fire, which shatter. Creates a little bit of a natural hazard. Glass is very bad for the environment. If you use these cases and they otherwise release the effect from the inside, you can usually collect up the old metal casing and then either bring it back
and then refill it.
Refilled, or you can get it recycled and repurposed as scrap.
I mean, first of all, wonderful idea in terms of repeat customers. Wonderful idea. Second of all, fully agree. I presume it works on like a timer system then?
You can otherwise prep it to go off on a delay. You can otherwise have it go off when you would like it to, really. It's got a short fuse. Usually, you would pull the pin on this, the loop, otherwise, after releasing the safety. Then it usually holds for about 6 seconds or so, after which you can hold it for that full time and it'll go off in your hand. You can throw it at any time before then and it'll be fine. The reason I say you could let it go up in your hand, and he places one down on the table, which you see has a red marker around the top with white lines. This one is the equivalent of a healing potion. Hold it and it'll explode, and it'll otherwise affect a small area.
What when you say a small area?
2x2.
5 foot? 2x2? Oh.
It's a 2x2 basic healing potion grenade.
And would everyone in that area be affected by
the
the
healing
equivalent
potion?
of a healing
Yeah.
potion?
but it can't be
Oh.
refilled by anybody other than this merchant or by using Tinker, a artificer with the alchemist background.
Oh, you clever son of a bitch. Okay, I like this. Right. Well,
I do refills
That is-
as well, so you can refill it yourself, but the ratios are different compared to that of normal healing potions. Most healing potions
Wonderful.
require you to drink them, which is... Most of the time that's why they taste nice and you get different flavors of healing potions, but at the end of the day that's inconvenient. If your mouth is closed or you have to stumble in combat, it's not that useful, but just pull the pin on this, chuck it on the ground at your feet, and then you can hold a defensive pose and let it go off, and anything which catches in your wounds will heal it.
very nice, very nice. Well,
Works more on a gas basis.
honestly, I had a whole thing I was going to ask about. This is so much more interesting. What grenades do you have?
Well,
I am so here for everything.
Good
Okay.
Lord.
Yeah,
this is what a 3 gets you.
this is what a 3 got me.
Yeah.
To be fair, the 3 got me a closed shop. Me going and being like, I'm just gonna ask a guy. That's what got this.
Mm-hmm.
I like
You
the
know,
idea that if it got a
common
20,
fucking
you'd have been introduced to the ICBMs, you know.
And this is what I call a nuclear deterrent.
It's
Simply
just cloud
threaten
kill
to
in a
pull-
bottle. Yeet.
Oh, God.
A 1 mile wide cloud kill.
Well, this here is what I like to call uber death. And essentially, I've just taken 5 meteor swarm spell scrolls and attached them all to a timer.
Oh,
You're
good
not going
Lord.
to survive the blast, but neither will anything else.
See that mountain you're having issues with? No, it's a crater.
Ooh, ooh. The Hague keeps trying to catch me, but they won't.
Oh my word. So, he otherwise shows you some of his example stock. Anything that would be a basic consumable, so alchemist fire, poison and toxins, healing potions, caltrops and other stuff make basically bleeding shrapnel bombs. Anything that would be of a traditional mundane item or healing potion can be or is a type of grenade. So you can get ones for caltrops, you can get ones for ball bearings, you can get ones for poisons, acids, alchemist's fire, healing potions. As he otherwise does go through a few of these bits and pieces, you know that there are a few unique ones, seem to be more of like a smoke, to create a smoke screen or fog cloud-like effect. There are ones that are more used as a dummy, and they just make very loud noises when they go off, so they frighten individuals, kind of making them panic in a moment, if they've seen them before.
Flashbangs by any chance?
There are no flashbangs, no. But as he's otherwise going through and kind of showing off the different canisters and stuff, he does showcase consumable, like traditional consumables like potions and stuff, and does show that he does sell basic potions. You are able to get regular and greater healing potions here as well.
Right. Okay, so part of the initial question I happened to get a hold of some ice worm blood, and I was wondering if that had any particular uses that an alchemist could make use of. But again, honestly, that's kind of out the window now. I'm now much more interested in
That's right. If you want to ask as you're browsing that sort of thing, you can.
I would very much like to. Yes.
I can't say I've used much in terms of ice worm blood before. That's more for the enchanting purposes. But an item like that can, or depending on the stock and the quality, that can sell relatively well. within the enchanting lot in the tower, if you have a way to get up there. If not, there are brokers that will buy odd tidbits off of you. Those individuals will most likely be closed until the festival is over, unfortunately. So if you are on a time constraint, that's a bit of an issue.
Yes. I'm interested in healing potions, and I wonder, do you have... How far can these go in like, what would you say is your most potent fire-based or flammable one of these? Because as an adventurer, a lot of times I come across circumstances where we're fighting against monsters, there's large hordes of them, and sometimes you just really need a big, wide area of things being on fire. What do you, or just whatever you think would be most useful for dealing a significant amount of damage, either to one large thing or lots of little things?
Well, I've got a few things that could work for this. And goes about, I mainly do these only on commission. So if you did want one, you'd have to pay up front and then I'd make it.
And hang out for a little bit, yeah.
And hang out for a day or so, yes. So I have a few commissions, but making these doesn't usually take all that long. I have these ones, marked with an orange marker. These ones are basic alchemist fire grenades. They affect a little bit of an area, usually about a 4x4.
It's not bad, it's very serviceable.
Yeah. It'll do a little bit of fire damage, 1d4, and that's all it will really do. If stuff is flammable, it'll set it on fire as well, which is good. I've got these ones, which they're just a higher capacity, so there's more liquid contained within them, slightly more expensive, but they go further. This one is a 20-foot radius, same as a fireball, but again, only 1d4 fire damage.
Right.
And finally, I have these ones. These ones are not necessarily as concentrated or as condensed as the wider range ones, so it's about the same as the other ones. But they have a little bit more heft to them. They're a little bit more liquid as opposed to just sudden gas and explosive. These ones are a 10-foot radius, so same as the Alchemist's fire grenade. However, they do 2d6 fire damage, and they set the ground on fire, which causes creatures that start their turn within it to take 1d4 additional fire damage.
Interesting.
So it does some reoccurring damage and increased damage if you can keep them in the fire, which for a sentinel might be quite useful.
How much would the last of those set me back?
Because it's custom order, and I'd need to set it up, it'll probably only be about 150 gold.
I presume that's... Okay.
That's per one. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but still.
Is it possible to... No, that would be silly. Right. I don't suppose there would be a discount for a bulk order.
If you're getting a bunch of them, that's possible. If it's the custom order ones, you'll have to wait probably a couple more days.
I know we'll be in town for a little bit regardless, so hopefully it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Rightio.
So I will say for the moment just the one of them, as I can't be certain, but I may request more once I've confirmed with my traveling companions.
That's all right. I can get the one put down, and I can do the preparation and get the ingredients all divvied up in preparation for making more to potentially hasten the next few for tomorrow.
I'll let you know as soon as I know whether I can or can't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like some normal healing potions. Regular, if you please.
Canisters or vials?
vials. As much as I do enjoy the canisters, if we're just going to be using we're needing to restock on the basics, and well, I know we're going to want those, but I'll have to ask the rest of the party about anything extra special.
That's fine. Regular potions, they go for the bog standard 50. They're not in short supply around here.
All right. In that case, could I pick up 5 of those?
Of course. Okay. So currently that
Excellent.
is 400 gold you're spending on 5 healing potions and 1 custom fire canister.
Indeed. Specifically the 2d6 one that leaves an
Yep.
area.
Yep.
Yeah, and just to clarify, let's do away with game terms for a second. It functions as napalm, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah.
a liquid
Yes.
that will be on fire.
Yeah.
Great.
I love the fact that they take his war crime dust from him and give him a completely different kind of
Oh,
war crime.
yes, I forgot.
You took my war crime dust.
So when you entered the city, they searched the party for any illegal objects they had on them, and you ended up rolling the lowest, and they found your war crime dust, and they...
That's not illegal.
It's called war crime dust.
It's not. No one actually calls it that. That's just what I call it.
So they saw a bag filled with sand, glass shards, iron filings, and other stuff, and they told you that you had a choice in this instance, that you could either hand it over, or they would have to take your weapons from you while you're in the city.
All right. To clarify, did I get the amulet is out of that?
The
right?
amulet is
yeah, you
out of
got
that,
that
yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
you got the amulet, and you note that it is slightly tarnished, as if it's been used.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, that's
But
fair.
other than that, they removed your war crime dust for the purposes of it is dangerous, and they, as
They
trained
don't know what the
soldiers,
fuck
can...
it is.
Yeah, so it's dangerous. Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? What are you doing, dude? I don't know what this is for, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Right. I'm just saying that we have a city with grenades being sold to anyone, like, and a bit of war crime dust is where it becomes a problem.
Hey, look!
Okay,
Look, you're allowed to burn people alive continuously and destroy an area, but you're not allowed to throw glass, iron filings, and
into their eyes and or wounds. Fine, I
Besides
guess.
which, you don't know what the consequences of buying those grenades are.
That's
You
true.
don't know what kinds of lists you're on now.
This is true. You also don't know if this is legal. Again, this is what a 3 got you.
That's true. It's true. I don't know that. I cannot expect Romulus to know that.
No, that's fair.
So yeah, I'm going to hand over the 40 platinum then and
Mhm.
pick that up, replenish my stocks of healing potions, and right. Thank you very kindly. And well,
You're welcome.
if you have a lovely rest of the festival.
Yeah, thank you. I probably won't be going too much today, but I'll probably be heading off tomorrow to give it a check out.
As I understand it, it's always worth giving these things a try.
Yeah, the
And I
banquet's
will-
usually the main thing.
A banquet?
Yes.
My ears prick up.
The Ice King will be coming down to say hi during the banquet. He usually hangs out for a little bit with his royal guard and then heads back off up to the top of the tower.
Cool. That sounds fun. I should probably swing by that. Right. Well, thank you for your time, and have a lovely rest of your morning, evening, whatever this counts as. Right. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And I go about my business. My business being, yeah, I guess if I can't find anything else, I'm just going to head back to the party, to the mysterious mansion of Mansioneth, and I'm going to say hi to my little ferret friend. Just be like, could you make me a little workshop?
Okay. No.
Could you
Otherwise,
please.
yeah, I could do that.
Thank you.
Let me send the boys up for it. And you watch as he heads into the staff-only door. Moments later, comes back out, and you watch as the full door swings open, and you watch as these like Minotaur-sized ferrets, who are swole as anything, just wander out, just kind of trudging along. They're both carrying a beam between them on their shoulder, and they've got tools kind of on a belt around their waist as they kind of trudge up the stairs to your room. And you watch as they go into your room. You hear the sounds of loud banging for a few moments, and then they come back out without the beam, and they wander downstairs back into the staff room. All right.
You know, I'm not a magic guy normally, but it is cool.
I know. That's why I'm the one in charge.
Yeah, it seems like a good choice. Right, thank you kindly. Just to clarify, that's when I said workshop, I should have specified carpentry and forge.
Just head up there. You'll see.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, I'm excited now. Let's go.
Okay. You head in. You head into your workshop, and you see one of every kind of station you could find.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Including active forge. You can see that there are carpenter stations, there's whetstones, there's weavers stations, there's tuning stations, enchantment stations. Everything you could want is in here.
I'm so happy.
And you're I'll say with this, you probably don't want to convert it back to your bedroom before going to bed tonight, because you're just happy in this location.
No, this is fine. This is good. Sucks up a manly tear back into his eye socket.
Like Earl. Yeah.
Right, okay. That's yeah. I'll talk to you later about the stuff I'm working on or trying to work on there. And yeah.
Yeah, alright. Okay.
Is that a Dan?
I believe
It
that
is a
was.
Dan. Hello.
Yeah.
Wild Dan emerges from the shadows.
Shoot it.
Shoot it! Kill it with fire!
Roll an
Shoot
attack.
it before it shoots us.
Make an attack roll, Cat.
Hang on.
Kill it before he sucks us into more of his shitty backstory.
Damn, I got a 7 plus 9?
Yeah, 16
That is
doesn't hit.
incredibly weak. It definitely hits Dan.
No, it doesn't. Well, if it's hitting Dan,
No, it
yes.
doesn't hit Mortar.
It's hitting Dan. Oh no.
Turns out because of Mortar,
It's
Dan's
dead.
got plot armor. I can't hit him. Damn it!
Aha.
Just somewhere in the city, this Centaur, who's otherwise just wandering around enjoying festivities, loads a gigantic elemental rifle and just shoots it into the air at an unseen target. This may or may not have consequences later.
No, I don't need any more consequences for today.
No, that's fair.
Are you sure?
So
No.
Romulus, you'll be spending the rest of the day doing some crafting, and obviously let me know what that'll be. Kirv, I'll say you explore the festivities, going about looking for the different culinary things within the
Can I
area.
figure out what the actual festivities are? Like, what are they celebrating?
They seem to be celebrating some form of harvest.
Oh, yes, that rings a bell from last time. God, everywhere we go, what is it with this plane? They just love their festivities.
It's an excuse to drink.
Yeah, fair.
So,
And did you get my
Fire element.
message?
did I get your message? Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Okay.
You otherwise wander around. You, Vinny, and Kat explore the festivities. And I'll say, Mortar, for the most part, you're kind of grounded for the time being, as you've only got one leg. But
Oh, I thought you meant I was grounded. I was like, what did I do?
well,
If he meets up with us, he can hop on my
I
back.
don't
and
mind,
I'll
yeah,
lead him round.
I'll say you're going through the
I think
festivities
right now.
with the others.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. If that works, I was going to say I'm quite happy for Mortar to be where I left him previously,
In the mansion.
unless we've moved on from there.
No, you went to the
He
mansion.
came down
to
for
bed and-
I
breakfast.
thought it was a bar, wasn't it?
Yes,
Oh, I
but
came down for
Magnificent
breakfast, okay.
Mansion was cast, and you went into there and slept.
Well,
Okay, great. Cool.
Yeah, well, we're happy to help Mortar around if he wants to come, but I
Yeah.
don't think
I'll
I
say
don't
it.
think we're going to drag him out kicking and
think Mortar-
screaming.
Given the circumstances, if Mortar
I think
wants to,
Mortar.
it would make sense to go with Cat
I think
because
Mortar will
Cat was
just-
going to the Artificer's District. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, it's all right. I was going to say, Mortar probably just wants some time to himself, but also I think people would realise Mortar having time to himself isn't probably the best idea. So maybe I do get dragged with Cat, and I kind of reluctantly go.
Okay. Yeah, you show her where the Artificer's District is, and then
If that's okay with.
Yeah, that's cool.
you show her where the Artificer's
cool.
District is. She otherwise commissions some kind of anklets or bangles for her bony hooves before heading off to check out the festivities. You otherwise wander around the festivities around here. You find various tarps are in place, kind of a little bit of the... fresh snow doesn't reach up this far, notably, as you are above cloud line at this height. The fresh wind is otherwise coming through the areas as you get closer down to more the middle of the caldera where stuff is happening. You see what looks to be a kind of massive central, I would say town square, but it's circular. A town centre. There we go. You find a large town centre and what look to be a group of cave entrances that attach to this main town centre. There aren't many shop fronts here. You see a few taverns and inns and what look to be a very welcome place for travelling folk to, or adventuring folk to rest should they need to. As you're exploring, you can see there are people chatting and talking and enjoying. You can see there are tables and chairs outside and people are day drinking, even though it's like 10 in the morning. Doesn't matter. And you find various individuals competing in simple food contests, as well as individuals putting food out for sampling. People who can just come along and grab a few bits to eat and try out all sorts. But you can see within the cave entrances, because I believe all of you have dark vision, you can see within the caves there is a bright light emitting onto what looks to be these massive pastures of green. As if the city has been built on the top of the caldera, and then underneath the caldera is a massive, expansive field of fruit, veg, and grains.
Above it, do we also see skies of blue and
Yeah.
maybe red roses too?
Not quite red roses, no. Not this far up in the mountains.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I see skies of blue.
There it is.
Doesn't take much.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Free samples.
Yes, free samples. You go around and try
you
all
said
sorts
it.
of things that are otherwise on free samples. Various meats, various sandwiches, various breads, grains, cheeses, fruits and veg, all sorts in that regard. There are more complex foods that are being served but aren't for free sampling necessarily. Sorry. There are various dishes that are otherwise new to some of you in certain extents. Wrapped dumplings that seem to be new for some of you. With just simple bits of is it pastry? Not pastry.
Oh, what? That wraps around the...
dumplings. Is it it's not pastry, it's
No, it's like
dough. But I don't know what it...
Closer to bread than it is.
Yeah, it's essentially a dough.
Yeah. With basically a dough and a meat filling or a soft veg filling, but little bits of gravy here and there to add that little bit of extra kick and pop. You find ones that are more like parchment and would be akin to that of a spring roll. You begin to go through and experience all these different bits and pieces. A few catch the attention of some of you. For you, Cat, you find what looks to be a... you and Mortar, as you're wandering around, you see what looks to be a sweet stand of some form. As you otherwise approach it and have a look, you can see that they have the shop itself it has this kind of large glass pane out the front, and you can see someone inside slinging these large kind of strings of candy over a hook, pulling, and then flinging them back over, very much stretching and mixing the candy colours. And you can see all of these like younger kids are standing there kind of looking in. All of them notably are wearing robes, as they most likely are attending some form of magic school. But they are otherwise kind of looking in at this sweet shop and just marveling in the work of this craftsman. You see a few of the sweets on the outside, and there are kind of these long sticks of kind of a hardish candy, and they've been sliced into small cubes almost.
I think this might be the first time Mortar's ever seen anything like this.
Yeah.
He's very much like, holy shit. What is he doing?
Would you like some?
I don't know. Are they good?
I don't know. But the sweets. They're gonna be sweet.
I don't think I've ever had any before. Sure, if you want.
Cool. Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Hang on a second. Okay. Before I go in, I'm casting Disguise Self because I don't want to terrify the children in there.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll wild magic.
Do not be. Yeah, we're good.
I thought I saw a 1 then, and I was like, nuke the children, get into so much trouble.
No, and I step back from the shop anyway. I'm not blowing up the kids. We're good. Right. I'm gonna go in and get me a Mortar some candy.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You otherwise go in, grab some candy. It doesn't cost too much, probably a gold piece for a bag of mixed candy in various types. You can see there.
I'll get 2 bags.
Okay, 2 bags.
One for me, one for Mortar.
You can see there are these individuals otherwise making these what seem to be like sweet, almost glass candy bubbles as they kind of push them up and then clap them, and they shatter in the air, kind of with a little bit of a pop to them. And you, as they're kind of beginning to lay out the different types of candies, mixing colours and seemingly just making all sorts for this. They are very nice. They are hard sweets for the most part, a little bit of softness after they begin to melt in your mouth. And even though it's a cold day out, it is still very nice to be eating this candy. Given the time of year and the climate, it's very well accustomed to it.
What do you think of them?
It's like I'm eating a sweet rock.
It's as if it's sweet rock candy. Whoa.
That's what it's called?
Mined from the candy mountains of Voradun.
I didn't know Voradun was a candy mountain.
God.
It is now.
It is now.
It is now. It is now. We're doing active world building.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to have a candy dimension.
You do.
Okay,
Well,
I will work
You
on
know
the
what,
candy
it's not
dimension
bad.
and make a short series of sessions for that. Anyway, idea
It's a
for
truly delightful place, but unfortunately it is adjacent to the shit dimension.
And the dentist dimension. It's just a dimension of all of
Also,
dentists and
if
dentist
you-
chairs.
Also, if you stay there too long, you get a condition called diabetes.
I believe it's pronounced diabetes.
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 Oh my word!
God.
What do you mean he died of beatus? What's beatus?
He died of beatus.
All right,
Oh,
but yes,
damn.
very nice sweets, and very welcoming to
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
Mm.
Shit. I think I've ever tasted anything like this.
Yeah. Romulus says I have to eat my fruit before I can have anything sweet. I ate half an apple, it's fine.
I mean, cool. Why didn't you just eat what you want?
Because he's my dad. I do what I'm told.
Be a bad influence. Be a bad influence.
I'm so tempted. You
He's
have no
already
idea
a
how
bad
tempted I am.
influence.
I've just arrived, bro.
And yeah.
Your existence is a bad influence.
Ooh.
That cuts deep, dude. That cuts deep.
No, you're like the cool uncle.
I don't know if I'm the cool uncle. I'm the slightly unhinged uncle. The one
Yeah,
your
but that
dad
makes-
says don't worry
But-
about.
but that
Cool
kind of
uncle's just
makes-
sat there
makes
day
you
drinking
cool.
whiskey and is like, "Do you want to try a bit?" It's like, "I'm 14." Oh, still, you better learn early.
It's fine. I'm immune to alcohol.
Yeah, for like
The
a
only
month
time
and a
it's
half.
relevant.
This is true. So, Vinny, as you're wandering around the festivities, you otherwise are also enjoying some of these samples, kind of going through. There is a distinct lack of fish, which is something that you're more accustomed to, given you used to live by the sea for quite some time. But you otherwise kind of go through and you find bits and pieces here and there which are interesting. There's a lack of, or a completely distinct lack of anything that you'd usually find in the Beastlands. Beastlands being a very kind of warmer, muggier climate, depending on which area you're in, and a coastal environment, definitely. This is much more isolation driven, kind of homegrown. Everything that exists here is because they can grow it and produce it. You find various cheeses in the form of like goat's cheese and other bits and pieces you're finding around here. You do also find, as you are going around, what looks to be individuals who are generally just playing music and enjoying themselves. And as you kind of follow that noise a little bit and you are drawn to it, you find what looks to be a kind of a pillar that has been set up in the middle with various ribbons hanging off of it. Very much a maypole, which you know to be more of a, in this sense, akin to not following a deity or great beast, but just the way of the world. You may partake if you wish.
Yeah, all right then. I wanna listen to the music a bit, but I wanna obviously get into the try and get into the mindset of the musicians and the people here. So yeah, I'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sheltered
Dance
off
from
from
the
the
maypole
harsh
there.
winds, you listen in for the music that is otherwise playing, and as you kind of take a seat just to listen to the music, you watch as what looks to be a stark white tiefling with almost these red markings around her horns otherwise beckons for you to come over and hands you a bit of ribbon from the central pole and just kind of encourages you to begin dancing. As you join the others following the rhythm, go ahead and roll me a performance check.
Boy. That is a dirty 30.
Dirty 30, wonderful.
Oh, no.
As you begin to dance around, very much falling in kind of groove and tune, it's beginning to kind of attract more of the local people. There is a red tiefling amongst their number, and you are celebrating an individual who is a stranger to all this, but seemingly so familiar with what's going on. More people begin to join. There are fresh rounds that are brought around, various samples. You don't have to pay for any of this stuff. They're seemingly being very welcoming and very bountiful in the general nature. They are giving what they can. You otherwise begin to enjoy, partake, listen in, and kind of delve into the mentality of these people as you're going around. It's very welcoming. And Kirv, as you're wandering around, again, another red tiefling, you're drawing a little bit of ire. You are a strange individual in such a place.
I would argue I'm more on the pinky purple side.
Oh, no, that's true. That's right. You are pinky purple. So, still drawing some ire, but yeah, probably just as much as Vinny.
I don't know if we're supposed to like you or not like you. Mistress, you
What does
Allow me to
does
consult the
society
chart.
Pulls out a Julex colour wheel.
Okay,
Purple
it
is
just
on
says
board.
our opinion. It just says our opinions on it.
We- if we all got a golden buzzer for giving inspiration, I would be pressing my golden buzzer right now for you, buddy.
As you otherwise are going around Kirv, kind of investigating these different bits, you're finding some of these sweeter treats, and you're like, ugh, this is just like what Cat eats, like what we were given this morning. There's nothing new here. It's all
simple.
It's
one note.
It's simple. It's one note. It's all sweet. It's sugar, and then there's the savoury stuff, which doesn't taste very sweet and doesn't have that kick that you're looking for. But as you're wandering around, you kind of head over to what looks to be a simple table. You're handed an ale to drink, and you happily drink it, quite happily, and you begin to pick through some of the general samples that have been brought over for you, as well as what looks to be some table snacks. As you're beginning to eat through them, they catch your attention because of more of the texture than necessarily the flavour. The first thing that you pick up seems to be these small cubes of dried meat, and they're kind of in thin wafer sections. They're a little bit chewy, but they're also quite tender. They pack quite a bit of punch as you are beginning to kind of chew and eat them. You try them.
Is that like
They're very nice.
jerky?
Yes, very much so.
Oh.
As you're going through, more accurately, wind-swept frost jerky. As you're going through, they have a little bit of an extra freshness to them, as they taste not necessarily rare by any means, but they have more of that little bit of sponge and kick that a rare meat might have, as opposed to long dried jerky in a hotter climate. You go through and have that. You find the other samples at the table as well. There is a sweet honey, or something of akin to it at the very least. As you're kind of trying it, it's nice. It's got a strange flavour to it though, and it's a little bit runnier than you would like. And as you're kind of picking through it, you note that there's a bit of something floating in it, and you kind of pull it out. The kind of strings off a little bit. You take a bite, and it is very sour, but there is a very strong bite to it, and you love it. Mm-hmm. And you take another bite, and another bite.
In the honey.
And as you're kind of dipping through, you're pulling bits out and eating it. Obviously, Kirv doesn't know what she's eating, but you're eating pickled gherkins.
Whoa.
The mind is just blown.
You've seen honey before, but not anything else. And your mind is blown, and you are just pulling through and eating these. And you eventually run out of free samples, and you're sad, and you begin to pick through the jerky, and then you're sad. You're like, these were amazing. Do you wish to spend any gold to buy pickled gherkins and or jerky?
Wait! Pickled jerkins!
Whoa.
No.
Yes, I am going... Okay. Yes, I shall purchase a lot of both.
Okay. We'll say you buy 10 of each, which will cost you probably 2 gold.
Give me 20.
Okay. You buy 20 of each. That's 4 gold.
Mm-hmm.
My nightmare.
Yeah. As you buy a bunch of them, you begin to stack them inside your pack. Your pack is brimming to the full, as it's now filled with packs of jerky and packs of, or jars of gherkins.
Is there... Mm-hmm.
Also,
Would there by any chance... Sorry?
no, you go ahead.
Any, like, shots of the vinegar?
You can ask for one.
Yes. Like, oh, what is this delicious sauce?
That's vinegar, love. It generally goes on either some fried potatoes or it will quite happily go in the gherkins. It's used to preserve them and give them their punch.
Do you have any more?
We have plenty. We use it for the processing. If you're looking to just buy some vinegar, though, for putting on potatoes, you don't want to be using this stuff.
I like this stuff.
Alright.
How much?
Silver for 3 jars?
How big are these jars?
Probably... You know, like the really big jars of gherkins we do at
Yeah.
my work? That would be that sort of size. So
Okay,
proper
I hand
mason
over-
jars.
Yeah, I hand over 3 silver.
So you get 9.
Yes.
You will be carrying these in your arms as your pack is full.
No, it isn't.
No?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so what we're going to have to do is next time we go shopping, we're going to have to buy 20 jars of pickles and then we're going to fit them all in your backpack and you're going to tell me that you've got room to put other things in there. Emma.
Shut up.
So, you...
And are they, do they,
Hmm?
what was it, brandy that they gave me or ale? What was it?
Ale.
Do they have a bottle of that?
Not a bottle, no. They have like small barrels for buying and carrying if you'd like.
Would I actually be able to carry one?
You could carry
you
it
know what?
over
I'll
your
get some
arm and
alcohol somewhere. I'll get alcohol somewhere else.
then you otherwise go for a wander elsewhere with all of these jars.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh god.
Actually, can you roll me 2?
Oh.
1
Oh.
will be with advantage because it's poison. The
What?
other one will just be something else. So roll the poison one first.
That's
Wow.
a 1 and a 5.
Wow.
So 5 plus what on the con save?
4, so that's a 9.
9.
Drunk?
Something about as you're going through and you're eating kind of some of the supplies you've picked up, mark 1 bag of jerky off. As you're eating through it, there's one really weird bit of jerky. It's crunchier than the rest. As you just kind of pop it in your mouth and you begin to eat it, you spit it out and you feel a little bit ill. But you keep chewing it and it's like, oh, it must be a weird one, like a special edition
Special jerky.
bit of jerky. You ate the do not eat packet that you have in packs of jerky.
Oh.
Um,
the silka packet.
The silicon packet to keep them dry. And then just a regular Constitution saving throw for me, please, just as a regular one. 15. Okay. You have, at some point, due to the amount of pickled stuff and jerky that you have eaten, at some point during any conversation in the future, you can give yourself disadvantage by comedically farting. Your choice of when that will be within the next day.
Sure.
All right. You wouldn't have got to choose if you'd failed that save. So,
Okay.
So, everybody begins to enjoy the festivities in their own way. Kat, as you are going around, and as you are otherwise enjoying this with Mortar, you watch as a few people begin to cheer nearby, and you can see that they begin to form almost like this wall, in a way. You know when people clear a space and they just make a wall of an area around?
Yeah.
You can see that up ahead, but you can't see over it. Quite a few people here are either Orcan or Ishlan, with a few of them being Dwar or Draconian. So they're quite tall for the most part. You can investigate it if you wish, or...
I'm going to try and investigate it.
Okay. Pushing forward a little bit with Mortar. Go ahead and roll me your choice of dexterity or strength.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be Dex.
Okay.
Not a save, it's just a check,
Yep,
right?
just a regular check here, yeah.
Okay.
DC isn't going to be too high.
Ooh.
That's 6.
Okay.
Ooh.
6. It's a little bit difficult to get anywhere to a good spot within the crowd to get a good view. Go ahead and roll me perception with disadvantage. And Mortar, go ahead and roll me a perception, just a flat one, because you have advantage naturally. Because of your goggles.
Uh-oh. Natural 20. Hell
Natural
yeah.
20.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Hey!
Well, 15 and
Disadvantage,
15, and
double
it's-
15.
What was
That's
it?
not bad.
Perception?
Perception, yes.
That's 14.
You have a -1 to your perception? Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, I suck at wisdom.
Oh,
Apparently.
you have the observant feat. That's why your passive perception's
Yeah.
14. Okay. As you're otherwise trying to get a good look, for Cat, you're struggling a little bit given your position within the crowd, but Mortar, you're getting a good view of this, and you can relay what you're seeing, as it looks like 2 students are about to perform a duel of some form, a showcasing. You can see that they are wearing differing colours, and otherwise these kind of long fancy robes as they're standing there. One's holding a wand out in preparation, very much a kind of honorary battlefield stance, and the other one has what looks to be the a gauntlet on one hand that is cased in runes, as they're kind of crouched down, the gauntlet held to one side, as the 2 of them begin to prepare to fight. Another individual, quite possibly a professor, steps up, an adult individual compared to them. They're probably in their kind of 16 to 17-year-old age ranges, as the professor otherwise announces out. Welcome everyone to this showcase demonstration. I hope you're all having a wonderful day at this festival. These 2 young, talented students have otherwise hail from the College of Fog and will be performing for us today to showcase their magical prowess that they have learned. Now, if you please, you 2, take it away and have a nice friendly duel. As the crowd cheers, clapping in this moment, there is a pause before the fight begins. You watch as the one with the wand kind of does a few quick swishes, and you watch as the what look to be these cold crystals begin to form in the air, shooting forward towards their opponent. But you watch as the one with the gauntlet jumps into the air, slamming and punching a number of these out the way before otherwise punching the ground, and you watch as a section of the stone below them begins to come up in these kind of thick crags and stalagmites that otherwise form from the ground. And in that moment they punch one forward as it topples, and you watch as it begins to sprout arms and legs, crawling into this almost strange scarab-like creature before rushing forward towards the other mage. They kick off of the ground, shooting behind them, and they begin to form what looks to be these large, almost crystal ice wings as they begin to fly up into the air, flinging spells down at the other one, who acts defensive in their own way, using the gauntlet as almost this massive shield, negating and stopping the magic in place. The duel goes on back and forth between the 2, ice crystals being flung at one, the other one doing their best to counter, turning stone into various creatures to counter their opponent's maneuvers and movements. And slowly but surely, it begins to wind down. The one who is flinging all of these powerful spells down at the other one seems to be wearing them down slowly but surely, before eventually they seem to knock them down with a very strong blow. The one with the gauntlet begins to push themselves back up, and as the one who's been flinging these powerful spells steps forward and points the wand towards them, you, Mortar, note that there is a sly grin as you watch as one of the summons emerges from the ground, grabs them by the legs, and slowly but surely the individual is restrained and held to the ground as the one with the gauntlet stands up, brushes themselves off, and does a bow to the crowd, releasing the other student, who gets up and bows also. You get a sense that it could have been pre-rehearsed by all means, given the nature of it, but you also get the sense that these 2 were actually going all out to a certain degree, expressing and showing their magic in one way or another, but they knew the skill of how far they could go when fighting one another. They weren't going too far, they were going far enough.
I think Mortar's seeing this from a slightly different angle. Being someone who's never really fought for show, like a showman's like fighter, he's always been more of he fights to survive. So he's gone, okay, like he's watching this like, okay, yeah, this is entertaining. The crowd loves this. Like the magic is average. I mean, I've seen Cat do way better. I've seen Vinny do way better. Hell, I've seen Romulus cast better magic than this. And Kirv, yes, I said Kirv. And Mortar's kind of like, he's like, okay, cool. Like, it's not. This isn't a fight. This is just a play. This is just performance art. That's all this is. There's nothing to be impressed about here.
You know,
So he kind of. What's that? Sorry.
You know, when we go to WizardCon, they also do this here there as well, and apparently, I'm also going to be fighting.
Ooh.
I agreed
what
to a duel. Oh, no.
And
Yeah,
anyone fight?
Huh?
Could I fight?
It's like a magic duel where people just basically fight each other with spells.
Oh. I mean that's cool and everything, but like, where's the blood? Where's the survivor's instinct? You know, like.
The one at WizCon, was it WizCon? No, that was the college, wasn't it? That
Yeah,
kind of
the college
snot out
competition.
of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one college competition, and
That one had blood.
that had blood and an elemental that bit my ass. Was not pleased.
Oh,
Now
was that the flesh elemental?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It bit my ass.
The flesh golem that bit your ass.
Yeah, it took me out nearly in one hit. Yeah. Yeah.
I think Mortar's trying to gauge the crowd a little bit. He's kind of like, do the rest of the crowd, like, does anybody else feel the way he feels, or are they all like applauding? Like is that the general consensus? Like,
Roll me an
everyone's
insight
impressed by
check.
this? Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Looking around the crowd, most people seem to be applauding. There are individuals from what look to be younger individuals, possibly going to the magic school here, as you saw near the candy shop. And you can see that they are almost in awe of these individuals. There are also more skilled mages amongst this group, and you note that they are also within awe to a certain degree. There is something here that you're not quite understanding, but then as you're beginning to work it through, the idea of, oh, this was for show, this wasn't like actual like fighting and stuff, you realise that to correctly use very volatile spells like you've seen Cat perform, like you've seen Kirv perform, they are very strong and difficult to control. These two students had enough control over their magic that they didn't deal any life-threatening blows to one another, yet still had the ability to show off powerful magic. And as you're kind of figuring that out, you realise, they're probably more skilled than you gave them credit for.
Yeah, I think as well, like going off that as well, Mortar kind of goes, actually, based on the spells that I've seen these guys performing, this could have turned very much into a crowd massacre very fast if they didn't have control over their powers.
Yeah.
So I think that's also another thing. Like he says, okay, they have good control over each other, but they also are able to condense it down to like a pinprick focus where they don't like just start going berserk and start like detonating stuff, which will cause mass destruction. I think he kind of goes, all right, okay, yeah, maybe there's something here, but color me old-fashioned. I prefer the old. Something a little more.
You would have liked to seen the one with the gauntlet beat the other one to a pulp with their fist. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Way more time sees it. You kick someone in the dick, they go down regardless of whether they have magic or not. So he's kind of like, a good kick to the groin to do it.
Don't worry, Jamie's character will be doing that in the College of Fog. campaign. Anyway.
Hell
Oh,
Um,
well, yeah. Fair. They've got it coming, though.
Yeah, they do. So, as you're otherwise exploring this, enjoying the day as it stands, and Romulus, I'll say you begin to partake in some of the festivities, hearing about this, and exploring, enjoying some of the food here and there. Just the stuff that's local to the dive bar that you have, but you spend most of the day working on your various constructions. I think we'll take a quick break there, given that it's a little ways through, so that works as a good time for it. And I'll say, Romulus, go ahead and roll me... given the nature of what you're doing, using your carpenter's tools for this, or smith's,
Cool.
or smith's tools, whichever you prefer.
Honestly, I'm pretty much
Hmm.
just as good as with both of them, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
What ability score do you want me to be using here, basically?
I'll say make 2 with con and 1 with dex.
Okay.
Yeah, because I believe you also get expertise in these because of the rune you just took.
I
So,
do indeed, yes. So
yeah.
we're looking at a 2 12s, 2 plus 12s, and a plus 10.
All right. Yeah. So this will definitely be doable. So go ahead and roll all 3, and we'll see what you get, and then we'll use this time to take a quick break.
Sequentially, so left,
Yeah.
left, middle, right.
So con, dex.
Con dex.
Okay. So that is a
so that's,
19,
19,
22, and
22,
dirty 20.
and 20.
Okay. Going
Not bad.
Yeah, going through slightly below average and yet still good. As you are taking your materials to make this, you begin to construct the shield, carving it in the manners that would be befitting of the preparation for enchanting. Although you can't necessarily do the fine work that enchanting typically takes place for, you do the rudimentary lines that you know magical items do have to control and channel the natural magic that they utilize. You get this all done to a pinprick. It is going to be a lot easier for this to be enchanted than it would other items. Was this using any of your special ingredients, by the way, or was this just...
This one's just sort of like a proof of concept, so it's
Okay.
just the ice tunneler plating.
Yep.
I have some ideas for other stuff that could be added later on, but for the moment, that's all it is.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we'll say that that's what you do with the ice tunnel plating then. You otherwise make it into what you need for this, and you feel confident that this will, one, hold up as a regular shield in the way that you've currently made it, but you can also enchant it later on and use it for its purposes then. Okay. We'll take a quick break, just because I need to be right back, and then when we come back, we will move into the second day, I think, unless there's anything anyone would like to do. So, be back in a moment.
Okay. Yeah. Dan. You're still here.
Yo, hello, brother.
Before,
I am still here, my man.
Before you take, or we take a long rest, Pat's gonna have a chat with you.
Yes, as planned.
As an out of character thing, well, kind of an in character thing, that should be ready to attempt an enchanting if you want to give enchanting a go.
Yeah, I've got something I need to enchant as well.
Cool.
Now that I've got my stuff.
Long story
We can
short, on this
prioritize
one,
that first.
Cloud Rune shield. It's a shield that I've tried to put Cloud Rune onto as a thing that someone else could feasibly use.
I've
Dude,
got
that
a
is
plan.
badass.
I've been talking with Chris. I have a plan to make something for Romulus.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to making it. It's gonna be complicated, but good fun.
Yeah, that's sick.
Nice.
Oh my word.
I know, right?
Yeah, honestly,
Cat possibly might get executed at this court hearing.
yeah. So how did that come about? Like, what did you do?
Vinny basically joked, said, "Oh, well, you know, it's where they decide if you're gonna get killed or die." And then she's like, "Well, we're hoping that's not the case." What do you mean hoping?
So there's a
It's not
possibility
off the
this
table.
hearing may be an execution.
Basically, it's like they want to assess how much control I've got, and basically, is it a threat? They don't know anything
Or
about
how
it.
much?
And I'm like,
Or they're
oh,
going to see
cool.
how much control they can assert over you.
Yeah, and the cat's like, okay, fine. Maybe, like, went into this thing, I was like, well, that's all right. Cat thinks that she's got control over the creature. Like, every time something's happened, it's because she's given into it. And then she goes into her room, sees her reflection, realizes the creature's taken her other eye without actually using anything. And she's like, maybe I don't have as much control over this as I thought. It's like,
So maybe I need to speak. Maybe I need to see someone.
it's like, oh no.
Ah,
No,
you're
this
fine.
court hearing is actually nerve-wracking now. So, thanks.
You'll be fine. Don't worry
Because
about
we're
it.
getting close to that now, right?
Yeah,
We're getting
2
close
weeks.
to that now.
Yeah, we're basically going up, going to do
nearly
the
2
whole,
weeks.
yeah, the whole goose thing, and then straight to Zaker's, meet Cat's granddad, and then get
Wild.
to court.
Would you say it's a wild goose chase?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. I'll need
Yeah.
to try and get a hold of Steve before next session, just in case he ends up joining next session.
Oof,
Holy
man.
shit!
There's no way I'm getting the art done before Comic-Con.
No, that's fair. Look, Dan waited a while for his character. We can give him a slime token until
Fair.
later.
Chris,
fine.
Cat wants to talk to Mortar before the long rest.
Okay, that's fine. I'll wait till we've got everyone back and then ask if there's anything else anyone else would like to do.
I don't think I have the resources to properly make use of the items I really want to work with at the moment, so...
If Romulus gets some free time, Cat still needs that bone flute.
Fair, I mean, yeah, that's... honestly, that's probably not too difficult, because...
Yeah, don't forget you also have Cat's staff made as well. So now you have
that's
expertise.
done.
If you
I've
want
got
to
2.
roll for the fine detail, then you
Mm,
can.
I'm more than happy to do that, yeah.
Welcome back. Yeah, go ahead and roll for that. It will be using Dex, so it'll be a +10. But go ahead. This will be just
If
for the
it's
fine
Cat's-
detail of the staff.
Only a 50.
Can I give him advantage? Because he wanted to do the fine details as Saitania's been able to rest in it. So can I help him with that?
I'll allow it.
Yay!
Well, this, you know what? It's 2 better.
Yeah, it's 2 better. It's still a good roll. It's still a good roll at the end of the day. Like,
Someone has cursed my dice.
yeah, for a staff of this making, it's finished and it's just trying to touch up on a little bit of the fine detail. It's going to require the hand of an enchanter to try and get most of this detail done, but you've helped a bit. You've helped along the way. Okay. Simon, are you back?
Oh, I can enchant.
No.
Nope.
Sorry, my biscuit fell in my tea.
Oh, no, you just
No.
Soggy
It will be
biscuits.
biscuit.
Yeah, that is literally the worst. I hate it. Like, there have been multiple times I've had to go to bed and just cry for an hour because
Soggy biscuits.
tea has been soggy biscuits in the tea, you know? I like my tea being liquid, not mush.
Yeah.
What? You don't like your mushy tea?
You can't even joke about that, Chris. Man, don't... Like, it hurts my British.
It's better than coffee, though, isn't it?
Look. You can dunk and let biscuits stew in that stuff, man. Maybe Americans like it that. I don't know.
Coffee.
I don't know. Americans...
I mean, a chocolate biscuit in a coffee is very nice. But I like the chocolate coffee combo.
Hey, just give me a coffee and I'm set. I get through like at least 6 a day if I'm working.
Oh, just give me a tea, and if someone brings me a coffee, it's a war declaration.
So-
Simple
I can
as.
see how this conversation's going to be going, Cat.
So-
We're about to start a war.
I'll say before you go for a long rest then, as you're otherwise enjoying your evening meal, staying up a little bit longer to reset your sleep schedule properly, you're otherwise sat round the table and you have a moment to chat to Mortar, Cat. Alternatively, you can go to his room after and knock on the door after lights out.
I'll get to his room after.
Okay.
Just to because what my plan is, so as you go up to Mortar's door, you see Kirv walking up with like a bottle of wine that she's picked up somewhere, sees you, and then she just starts turning around and she walks back to her room.
And Cat's like, why does
Oh
everyone keep
my
walking
gosh.
away from me? I'm not that scary.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
We did a scary centaur
Wow.
in the dark hallway.
No word. Okay.
Oh my word. Holy shit.
So,
Oh.
you knock on Mortar's door.
Hey,
Mortar will kind of stand up. He'll waddle his ass over to the door and kind of open it. Go, hi, you right?
yeah, can we chat?
Yeah. Yeah, sure, come on in. Excuse the mess. Mortar's room is just like... He's tried to hide it as best he can, but there are some, like, in moments where he's had time to himself, there are some bottles that have been surreptitiously kind of hidden, and you can smell there is alcohol in his breath. He looks... He's been wearing his mask and goggles and stuff pretty much all day, as he usually does, but it's covered some very bloodshot eyes. He looks very tired, despite the amount of rest we've all been allegedly, we've all been getting. This doesn't quite seem right.
Are you okay? Like,
That's a loaded question. Take a seat.
just gonna plop down on the floor.
Mortar will sit on the bed, kind of sit down, rub his forehead a little bit. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm hanging on in there. How about you? You're, I think you've seen better days.
Oh, yeah, that's, having... Let's just be honest with each other here. I think we're both having a real rough time at the moment. I could tell you I'm fine, but
You
I'm
both
not. And I know you're not fine. You are definitely showing a lot of things that you're reserved about. Like, you won't use your gun. You have been incredibly reserved since, you know, the dungeon.
It's better that way, though, right?
You know what? I could look down at myself and be like, I've learned trying to run and hide from it. It doesn't help. Because it just gets worse. Though at the same time, it's really scary to ask for help. Especially when it's something you don't understand.
I don't know if I can help necessarily. It's just a bit to work through, you know. It's like. Besides, I think everyone prefers me a little less outspoken.
You couldn't be more wrong. I like the Mortar for the Mortar that I know. That's what makes you you.
Well, Don't really know what to say to that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, Cat. I don't know my up from down. I don't know if I'm left from right. He kind of takes a second, just kind of processes what he's trying to say, and it just comes out as, I'm scared in a way that I've never been before. He kind of, you see next to him, there is a bundle, like a cloth bundle, and he kind of opens it, and Black Scorpion is sat in the cloth bundle. It's been sat next to him. You gather, before you came in, he was probably looking at the gun, just kind of not touching it, just kind of just looking at it. And I don't know what to do. I got it back. This power that's, and I'm so confused about like how to use it. No, that's not right. I know how to use it. It's just like,
You don't know what the cost is and what it
Yeah.
wants.
yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how I feel. I've learned that with power comes sometimes scary consequences. Have you tried? I mean, I know you had that rough night. Have you tried communicating with the creature?
No. Also, almost answers so quick to that. It's just like a very sharp, trying to cut it off. Just no. And then he kind of like calms himself a moment, and no, I don't want to go back there.
Understand that.
I'm one good word away from tipping one way or the other, Cat. I'm on a knife's edge right now. And I think my situation's a little different than yours. Obviously, you got all this going on. Kind of points to what everybody, Cat's like visually what's going on with Cat. But you've got something that can hold it back for you. Points to Cychania. For me, my tether to my power points to the gun. Its will is malicious. And unlike you, I don't have a weapon or a tool or a friend who can remove these thoughts from my brain. So I've just got to try to push them down, as far down as they'll go, and just try to forget, but I can't, and I'll never be able to. The Mortar you knew, the Mortar you know, doesn't exist, Cat. He never existed. He was a dream of a boy who wanted to be strong. And the very thing he idolized, this vision, Mortar, he's a facade.
So who does Mortar think Mortar is then? Who do you think you are right now?
I don't know. If I'm not Mortar, who am I? Am I Snap? Am I Sahib? Am I someone else? I don't know who I am. I don't know if my own mind is my own. I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I'm made up. His mind is going back through. Yeah, sorry, after you, Chris.
Snap says, I could be anyone. I just don't know.
They're both depressed.
Yeah.
Nothing like having two personalities who are both
And they're
depressed.
both
Oh,
fucking
God.
depressed.
At least they
God.
got something in common.
Oh, that's true.
Was this Snap talking to Mortar, or is this Snap talking through Mortar?
Talking
Take
through
that,
Mortar.
depression.
That's now an established thing now, so I'm trying to work out which is what.
Talking
Yeah.
through Mortar. But there's no
Okay.
visible difference for you to pick up on.
Do I feel that?
No. You just kind of say the words as if continuing the thought and then just let it go.
Okay.
Mortar, you say you haven't got a friend to help you. Let's make an agreement right now. I know this is difficult to take on, both for you and me, but we both have, for all intents and purposes, monsters in our heads. Through thick and thin. We're not alone. We do it together. You're never alone. And you say you don't know who you are, but I look at you, and you're Mortar. You're my friend. And I'm gonna protect my friend. I will do everything I can to protect my friend. Even if it means you scream and cry and tell me to leave, I'm never leaving. I'm always there for my friends.
Chris, is there any chance I could maybe call for an insight check? Not for Mortar on Cat, but that Cat could do on Mortar.
Okay, Cat is real bad at insight, but
I'll
try.
I'll allow an insight
there any
check.
chance?
What's the intent?
To see where Mortar's mind is at currently, like if he's paying attention or if
Yeah.
he's elsewhere.
I'll allow that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll let you set the DC as well.
Okay, perfect, I've got it.
Alright, I have a Tide of Chaos, I will use it.
That's okay, it's not high.
Okay, that's 11.
Yeah, that's perfect. Mortar is kind of, it's almost like he's looking through you. He's kind of just almost staring, but not like at you. It's almost like his eyes are focused on something that's not. He's looking through you. You get the idea he's disassociating. He's very much in this state of mind where he's going, I don't even know what's real anymore. I don't know how much of what I've been through is real. Did I go through that, or did someone else go through that? And I'm just playing back what they have experienced. And he's beginning to almost spiral deeper and deeper. Like your words are like almost they're getting to him, but they're almost stopped because of his own just insecurity building up. Just kind of like the more he's thinking about Black Scorpion, the more he's relating to the conversation he had with Snap, where Snap basically said, what if like you're my personality and I am the original? And he's beginning to think of the image of Snap with all of you guys, and it's almost like he's just losing his sense of self.
Okay.
Not
As
to,
he's-
not to like a volatile degree, but he's just
Hmm.
looking. He just looks lost as hell right now.
I can see his emotions sort of like all over the place, I guess. Then I am going to, through Cychania, cast Calm Emotion.
From your wisdom saving
Okay.
throw, Mortar.
Okay. 16 total.
Spell save DC, Cat.
17.
Okay. You are calmed. In this moment, you feel strangely released from your worldly issues, your mental issues, the troubles that otherwise linger and gnaw at you. You feel this calm, this kind of this want to be feeling better, and yet it's behind a smoky barrier. You feel like this smudge, whatever it is, seems to have blocked out some of that pain for now. But you also feel like something else has been doing that this whole time, and doesn't have quite the kick you would have hoped for.
Also kind of furrows his brow and blinks a couple times before looking back at you and goes, "Sorry, I spaced out there for a minute."
You don't need to be sorry. It's okay. Look, it is hard. I understand. I don't know how to advise you in regards to dealing with a creature, but my only advice is, if you get the chance or feel brave enough, try and talk to it, find out what it wants. I know it's scary. I understand it's scary. If you want, I can be there with you. I'm more than happy to be there with you. If you can get some answers, it might bring some closure or understanding. But for as long as you live in this weird unknown state, you question everything. Some things that could just easily be answered.
I don't want to expose you to that. You have your own demons. You don't need mine in your head too.
You know, yeah, my head's crazy busy. It's, honestly, I really don't care. I am more than happy to be there for you. Besides, I'm taken. Gesture to herself. You know, heck, I don't even know if I'm alive anymore. I mean, I could be dead and just a manifestation now. I don't know. If I can help, I'm gonna help. I would like you to rely on me, but if I see you struggling, I will try and help you as much as I can, even without your consent. That's what friends do. They're there for each other, and I will always be there for you.
Also, kind of looks at you weirdly for a minute, like after you kind of say that, and he goes, "I don't know if you're the right person I should be talking to right now." He kind of stands up at your... I'm very confused right now. I think I need some time to myself.
That's absolutely fine.
Thank you. But I need some time alone. Can we talk about this another time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely no problems. But I'm here. Okay?
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Alright.
It's okay. And I will head out. And just before I leave the door, if you need me, you know where my room is.
So we'll just kind of look at you, just unsure.
I will leave Mortar to kind of process what's going on.
That was fantastically
I think
sinister.
I think as soon as the door closes, Mortar has a panic attack.
Oh.
I think immediately once the door closes, it's just him and the gun in the room, and his breathing speeds up, his heart rate is pounding, and he's just sucking in air which doesn't seem to be going through, and he just goes into a corner, just curls up into himself, and just tries to calm himself down. He just tries to suppress it, reminds himself that no, like I am me, like I am me, and he begins whispering that to himself. You are not me, I am me. And he's just trying to push down this rising tide of just panic as his emotions, which he's been relatively suppressing, have just bubbled over in this conversation. He's just panicking, breathing heavily, breathing really fast, and yeah, I think he's just not sure what to do right now.
As you're sat there in the corner, struggling in this moment, Kirv, were you staying away from the room, or?
I don't know if it's a good idea.
What would you have done without
what's
the
the worst
context
that can
of this?
happen? Okay. So his cat leave. She sort of does a breath of like confidence, like, okay, come on. And she walks over the door and knocks on the door.
Man,
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
what, me?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a nat one. That's appropriate. That's so appropriate.
As you're breathing
Nat
heavily,
one.
as you're breathing heavily in the corner, kind of having this panic attack, there's a knock at the door, and your view almost hyperfixates on that, zooming out and kind of taking in the area around. You kind of begin to clutch yourself, your claws almost digging into your skin as you're kind of holding yourself as tight as you can. There's a knock again, and it sounds booming within your head, and you can't bring yourself to stand, and then the calm emotions wears off. And what was a torrential storm becomes a tsunami within your mind, and you fall unconscious.
Fuck.
Kirv, with no idea what's going on, just
no.
like knocks again, like, is this a bad time? I wanted to have a conversation, but if you want to go to bed, that's quite all right. You know, I'll come back later.
There's no
I
reply.
don't want to talk.
Oh man, that's heartbreaking.
There's no reply. You wait a few minutes, even just hoping for anything, an answer, a word, something. But there's nothing.
You can't script this shit. What the fuck?
You slowly begin to kind of step back from the door and head back to your own room.
Maybe he
Meanwhile,
doesn't want to talk to me right now.
possibly.
Oh,
So yeah, I head back. And I just real quick, and I sit in my room and I have my glass of alcohol with a shot of pickle juice in it, just like, okay. And maybe it was stupid anyway. But okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Before she goes to bed.
Okay.
And I was here for none of it.
Romulus is just lurking.
All this is happening
Romulus is just
meanwhile.
in the same room.
Yeah, meanwhile, Romulus and Vinny are getting a drink. Like, oh, I had the best time to bed.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Uh,
great.
Just to clarify, Chris,
Mhm.
you know that general's bone rib I stole?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking carving that into the flute
Flute.
for Cat.
Alright, go ahead and
That's
give me
ironic.
2 rolls. I'll say these will be using Dex because a flute is quite a fine
That's fair.
bit of
That's
tuning,
fair.
plus it's a rib, so it is curved, but
Can I get new dice because these are definitely cursed?
that's fair. You know what, actually? Here's what we'll do. Not necessarily the new dice thing, just the skill check.
Mhm.
We'll say use wisdom for the first one,
Mhm.
and then Dex for the second one.
Okay, so that would be +9 and +10.
Okay.
Let's give this a go. I really should invest more into my wisdom. Oh, you tease,
Okay.
you fucking bastard!
Okay.
I
Yeah.
saw 20.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
So with the
Um,
+9 for the wisdom, you think about this as best you can. You take some time to consider how you're going to hollow it out, and you conclude that quite possibly draining it of its marrow might be a good idea. Unfortunately, long dead undead bones aren't really that good at it, and you end up wasting a bunch of time while doing this, only to return back to your original strategy of hollowing the thing out manually, which takes some time, but with a 24, you do so skillfully.
Right, fine. And yeah, just the last little bit of holes in. It's
Okay.
not gonna be like I'm not expecting it to be like, orchestra worthy, but it'll function as a bone flute.
Well, it depends how Cat's performance is, but yeah, it'll function as a bone flute.
Oh, it will function. Whether Cat can use it at all, that's another question entirely.
Look, it's a spell component. Okay, I need it.
No, you're going to learn to play me 3 blind mice on the recorder.
Oh, help me God.
Mortar.
I'm just to clear up. I'm not actually going to go to sleep. I'm giving it like half hour, and I'm going to try and sneak in Mortar's room and check for his gun.
This is going to be interesting then. So, roll me a stealth check.
Cool. Where's my stealth? Okay, it's not the worst actually. Oh, sorry, I'm rolling yours. That's an 18.
18. Mortar's passive perception is 18, with a -5 because he would be asleep. As he's unconscious. As you sneak into Mortar's room, you don't see him anywhere, and you're like, okay, he must be just going to the loo real quick, so you quickly go over and search through his pack, and his gun's not there.
It wasn't his pack, it was on the bed, wasn't it? Wrapped in the cloth.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Mortar had it on the bed. Oh no.
Huh. Okay. This is a bit of a gambit. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
You cast Detect
Through
Thoughts.
side, it's one of Sygenia's things, yeah.
You detect thoughts, you think around, you can detect your friends. There's one missing, though.
Mortar's thoughts not there.
No.
And the gun doesn't have thoughts. Okay. I will have a look around then, see if I can see anything. If he's not here. Yeah. If he's not here, I'll have a look and see if I can locate if he's hid the gun or if he's something around that. Yeah. I can locate where he's gone to.
Okay.
Are his clothes here?
You don't see, like, he's got his traveling stuff on. Like, he was wearing it for most of the day, but and he didn't take it off. Well, you saw he'd taken it off and kind of slung it over the edge of the bed for, like, preparing to go to sleep, but it's not there now. The room is kind of strangely cold. You felt like this entire place, the Magnificent Mansion, has been warm the entire time, but strangely there's a shiver that runs down your spine as you're standing in Mortar's room. And you kind of step out of his room and have a look around, and you can't see anything really. There's a moment of almost a strange feeling that something is niggling at the back of your mind.
It's not right. Is there a direction the chill's coming from? Like, is there like a breeze? Does somewhere feel colder rather than hotter?
Roll me a perception check.
Wonderful. Okay. My perception is -1. I'm going to re-roll with Tides of Chaos. Let's hope for the better, right? Oh, no. 2.
2?
Yeah.
You're looking around and you almost feel like this cold is just ever present. And you feel strange in this moment. Mortar, what is your spell save DC?
I believe it's 15. Yes, 15.
15? Okay. And your spell attack modifier?
I don't like these questions. I don't think I have a...
It should be +7, I believe, if it's 15. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, plus 7. Sorry, I was trying to find it. I found it now. +7.
Kat, as you're standing there in the Magnificent Mansion, you feel almost this cold begin to rush over you. Does a 24 hit?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, God.
You take 8 points of cold damage as you feel this presence almost drain through you, and you feel strangely unwell in this moment.
Okay. Seeing how Mortar was a mess earlier, how the gun has disappeared, is there a check to basically work out is what's going on here due to the gun at this point? I'm going to try and call out to the creature.
The creature?
Well, the gun.
Your creature?
No, not my creature. God, that would end real bad.
I was about to say.
Can I find it? Oh, I am hungry, okay? Time to feast. Joking.
So, wait, so you're trying to call out to the creature?
I'm basically
gun.
trying to see... Yeah, basically the creature of the gun. I want to see if I can invoke a reaction. I have... Have I got Detect Magic? Currently active? I do. Okay, I am going to, while doing this, cast Detect Magic to see if I can locate what's going on.
Go ahead and roll wild magic for me.
Wild magic! As I explode.
Nope.
Nope, we're good.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic and you begin to feel this almost... This presence begin to warp around you. As you're looking around, you feel this magical aura within place. You're in a Magnificent Mansion. It's of course going to be magical. But there's something else mixed in with this. Almost a malicious magic. And as you're kind of standing there in this moment, you turn back around, and as you're just kind of looking around, there is a moment of sudden fear that streaks out to you as you see a large shadowed figure, what looks to be a large singular head looking down at you, the mask covering it, the goggles in place, and you can see that there are torn sections of flesh running across the neck, running across the shoulders, across the arms, and you see that on the right breast of this creature is another face that is seemingly aghast in screech. You are surprised. Please go ahead and roll for initiative for me, please.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh shit.
Oh no.
Okay, 23. No, 21. Sorry.
21. Okay. No, I need something
Good lord.
darker than this. Let's go with... This
Dude,
is
I'm
the-
sorry.
Dude, it's good. It's good. I don't know what happened. Our plan was so good.
I know.
But then it all went tits up.
We spent 2 weeks
We've been
planning
talking
this
about
and it's
this
gone
for
down
like-
south.
Okay,
I
what
don't
did,
know how it happened.
what did you get for your initiative?
21.
Okay. You are no longer surprised, as you went first. It is now the creature's go. As it is going to make a chilling rend attack against you for its first action. That is a 20 to hit. Your Titan armor has worn off, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's gonna hit.
Okay.
How am I going to explain this to all of us?
You take 11 points of cold damage as this creature that looks like Mortar, but isn't, steps up and in this moment goes to embrace you for a hug, and you're like, it's okay, Mortar, before you feel claws tear across your back. And this cold shreds through you. You let out a shout in this moment. Because the rooms are soundproof, nobody hears this.
Oh god, that's nightmare fuel.
It is then going
Certainly.
to perform an action for its dreadful scream. I would like you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
I did really well, actually.
That will do it. In this moment, you feel almost this fear begin to wash over you, but you go, no, this isn't Mortar. You've seen this sort of thing before, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. And in that moment, you instinctually kind of step back a little bit. Not enough to prompt an attack of opportunity, but you manage to overcome a baleful scream from this creature. I would like everybody to make me perception checks with disadvantage, except for Cat, and except for Mortar.
There any...
This will be with disadvantage,
Oh, dear.
and you need to beat a 15.
That's not happening.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
8.
Oh,
I'm still
no.
hungover in bed.
Yeah, you're hungover
Oh
in bed.
no.
Natural 1 for
Fuck.
Vinny.
14, unless you can... I can make the argument
Natural
for
one for me. Yeah.
AdSense
No.
is giving me a flat
No.
roll.
No, in this,
Yeah,
in this instance, the soundproof doors, despite the scream that would usually wake people up, doesn't occur. However, there is one person who doesn't have a room who is in the same chamber as you at the moment, Kat. As you hear a shout from downstairs as Nexor stands from his chair that he sleeps in
Oh.
and immediately looks up and sees what's going on. He will be joining the initiative order.
Nexor was one of the.
Okay.
Nexor was one of the guards, right? He was one of the
Yeah.
royal guards.
Nexor is
Oh shit!
Nexor is the level 15 fighter.
Woo! Feels good.
So in this moment, as Nexor
Kick my
recovers from being surprised with a 25 to his initiative, as he stands up in this moment, draws his axe to his side, and shouts up at you, "Get away from there!" Cat, this is your go. The creature currently has you in a hold.
Okay. Okay, Cat shouts back, bonus action. That's my friend! And... Oh, this is gonna be such a bad idea. But... Alright,
Dude, would it work now? Jamie, would it work now?
what, the calm emotion?
Oh, the other thing.
The other thing.
Thing we've been speaking about.
Send me a message because I don't remember.
I don't
You got
think
it. You got it. You got it.
I don't think you can
I'm
reach
curious
that
if-
right now. If it's
I was
what I
going to
think
say,
it
if
is.
this could work, this would be insane.
I have no idea what. Unless I go back through the chat, but.
No, I got it.
Okay.
That's a weird one.
Okay, I mean. Modify memory, Chris. Do I need to see him or touch him? to cast
Touch.
it? Touch. And I can't see or touch Mortar at the moment because I don't know where he is.
Correct.
I mean, I'm assuming this is my friend, but I don't know if he's, like me, consumed and inside it.
You're not sure. It's too out there to know, unfortunately. And because you don't have direct access to modify memory, it is a 30-foot range, actually. So you just have to be able to kind of see them. But you don't know
I see.
whether this is Mortar. You
Mortar or
don't
not.
know the situation. But at the same time, this creature has just started attacking you.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Alright. I am going to... Cat won't give up on him. If she thinks it's her friend, then... If I can blow an opening, maybe I can find him. I am going to... probably regret this, but I am going to use the Black Miasma, and I am going to try and blow a hole open in the screeching mouth.
The Black Miasma?
Yeah, Black Page.
Oh. Okay.
It's creature on creature, man. I'm not transforming,
Let's freaking
but I'm
go.
going to try
Let's
and...
freaking go.
No,
find
that's
Mortar
fine.
in
My
his
brain
mouth.
was just like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, right, that thing. Okay, give me a mo. I just need to load up
Yeah.
that document. Go ahead and roll me 2d10. And then read them out to me in sequence from left to right while I quickly try and find the document that contains this.
I get good.
I believe it's this one? Yes, it's this one. So, what's the first one?
5,
What level spells can you cast at the moment? Up to?
6. So I can cast a 5th.
Okay.
Or 4th.
So yeah, you should be fine. This is a 4th. Because it's the number -1.
Mhm.
Wait, you're level 10. Isn't it only level 5th level spells? It's 6th level next level?
No, it is 5th level, my bad. No,
Yeah. No, that's fine. You can still cast
Yeah.
the 4th level ones. So
I
what's
can
the
still
second
cast
one?
it, yeah.
2.
2.
Ooh. Okay, hold up. This might be interesting. Need to find this spell real quick. Okay, please make me an attack roll.
Oh, crap.
Oh boy.
Fuck yeah.
Do I blow a hole open in him? Can I find Mortar?
You might do more than blow a hole in him. This is a crit. Roll me,
that's sick, dude.
roll
If
me
you do that,
8d12.
Good lord.
Dude, if this happens, I'm applauding this.
She's
39.
screaming out, give my friend back!
39. Okay. You in this moment tear a page and place your hand against the creature as the black miasma tears through it. You watch as these thick veins of black begin to almost intrude into the creature as if your creature is trying to invade into it, before you watch as this large chunk of flesh just slaws off in almost this liquid fashion, as if it has disintegrated sections of whatever the body where it struck was. The creature is resistant to the 39 necrotic damage you dealt, so it takes half. But notably, You watch as the creature in this moment becomes almost weakened. It has disadvantage on all of its attack rolls and saving throws until the end of its next turn. Or until the start of your next turn, sorry.
Okay.
So, that was your action. And you also expended 6 health to cast that spell.
Yeah.
And also go ahead and roll wild magic for me, please. Just in case. Who knows?
Wild magic.
Okay, it lost 19 health.
9.
That puts it down to 9. You're fine. Okay. That is your action.
Okay. And the bonus action, the cat screams that that's my friend, and then screams at the creature, just gives my friend back. Like,
Okay.
there is rage.
Okay.
That thing thinks it can take control. No.
Okay. You otherwise feel the creature's presence around you as it is going to try and rake across your back again. As it still has you in its grab, it's going to make 2 attacks, but it has disadvantage.
If the creature is weakened from that attack, is there any way I can try to break through? Or is it gone? Like gone.
There is a physical hole through this thing's chest. If Mortar is in there, you have disintegrated his lung. But you look into there,
Mortar.
this thing is made of almost roiling shadow. You recognize Mortar's summon shadow spawn spell when you see it.
Oh, I thought I recognized that ability.
So, an 11 I assume doesn't hit.
Oh.
No.
And that is then followed up by, with disadvantage, a 21.
Yeah, that one hits.
Oh.
That was a 19, natural 19 and natural 14. That was pretty good. You take 17 points of cold damage.
Oof.
As this thing tries to rake into you. The first one, a drag across your back, but doesn't manage to get much hold. The second one tears across your back, and you feel this chill run down your spine as you otherwise let out more of a shout. The creature retains its hold on you. End of your go. It is now your resident Nexel's go. He is going to... Yeah, he's going to do this. He is going to run towards the stairs, action surge, dash up the stairs, and he is then going to run over and with his warhammer in hand is going to try and push attack the not friendo away. So that is going to hit. And then his Warhammer does a d10 because he wields it two-handed with the bonus dice. Strength save from the Shadow Spawn. It fails. And that will be enough to kill it. As the Warhammer clashes into the side of it, there's this resonating, almost thunderous effect that otherwise shakes through your core, Cat, as the Shadow Spawn is scattered backwards and dissipates into pieces. Somewhere... Mortar loses concentration on this spell.
Okay.
But you don't know where he is. And in this moment, Cat, you begin to realise that Mortar probably isn't in the mansion anymore. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Epic.
Good lord.
That went well. So,
Why
Oh,
D&D
that was-
characters need therapy.
I mean,
great.
it's yeah, it's so true. So,
Dude,
for everyone who is watching,
characters need therapy.
yeah, very true.
God.
So as our party of adventurers try to get some sleep, but one of them ends up not being where they thought they might, that is where we will end our session for tonight. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we will be back next week. I know that Jamie will only potentially have you for half a session, we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, are you here at the beginning of next week?
Oh, good question. I will look that up for you, and I will let you know present.
Is anybody else? Is everyone else all right to join?
Next week, yes.
Yeah. And Harlan?
I'm not certain about next week, but I should be able to try.
Okay.
I might end up being late next week, but I should be able to be there for at least a proportion of it.
Okay.
Hopefully all of it, but I don't want to make a promise I can't 100% keep.
No, that's fair. And what we'll say is, in which case, we will begin when we have 4 party members, and we will continue so long as we have 4 party members. And at the end of the day, if people can't make it, that's fine. Because they'll just be sleeping within the mansion, and we'll say they locked their door and can't be woken up so easily.
Just don't kill
Yeah,
Cat.
after
Oh, we'll see.
Oh,
yeah,
Hey,
after
yeah, Chris, I'll be here on time.
Excellent. Wonderful. I
Yeah,
will let
Vinny-
you know what's going
Unfortunately,
on.
you're not in the mansion, apparently.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't exist anymore.
No, I'll let you know what's going on, or I can leave you in the dark. That choice is up to you.
Dude,
Either way, for the stream, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will hopefully see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
bye.